Hello everybody, and welcome to the next episode of Delete Your Opinion. I am Sean, I am the host today, and the title is Nicolas Cage the best Spider-Man? I am joined by my fellow people, Matthew, Scott, and Ewan. Would you care to all say hello and introduce yourselves and what your hot take of today is? Mine's is Nicolas Cage is the greatest actor of our time, in my personal opinion.
Hi, I'm Matthew, and my hot take is my arm is very tired now.
Amazing. Good job, Matthew. Perfect. Good job. Good job. Would you want to see your hot take today, Scott?
My hot take is, when can we stop waving?
Never. This is the whole episode.
Yeah.
You guys, I stopped like for 5 minutes. You guys were very committed, so we're just going to keep going.
You never told us to stop. You
That's
told us
okay.
to wave, but you didn't tell us when to stop.
Okay, you introduce yourself.
Put that hand back up, Scott. There were two hands. There were two hands, Scott. Hello, my name is Ewan. My hot take is there should be more independent Spider-Man things be made. Amazon should just make more stuff as well. Those
Hell
are
yeah,
two
no,
little takes
genuinely. Now everybody stop! Everybody stop waving! Stop!
Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, my arm. Jesus. Look, 2.5 minutes, almost 3 minutes straight waving.
Insane.
Rookie
Insane.
numbers. Who am I, the Queen? I don't think the Queen ever waved that vigorously.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be a lot cooler if she did.
Oh my god. Now, speaking of the Queen, we have the Queen of acting. Nicolas Cage himself is back. And he's back. He's back playing Spider Noir. Now, there's so much to say about this episode, and I'm really excited to talk about it with you guys. But I just want to say, like, right off the bat, this show, like, completely blew my expectations of what it was going to be. And this is like what a good Sony Marvel production should look like in comparison to, what was it, Madam Web and Morbius that we've been given.
Madam Web.
Yeah.
You bad-mouthing the greatest film ever made.
Matthew, you can delete your opinion immediately because that was a garbage one for sure.
Madam Web is atrocious, but it's also like so bad that it's got a little bit of charm to it's like I was entertained the entire time watching it. I was like, what the fuck is happening? What is going on in this? It was so good.
I kind of got fatigued.
Let's just talk about Madam Web.
Scrap the whole episode, it's just Madam Web now.
There was so much of just what the fuck is going on, and it never changed from that I was like, okay,
it was incredible.
It's just the same thing of what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, it was garbage. The writing and acting was atrocious.
My Letterboxd review was just the word baffling. Like, it was the only thing I could think of for this film. I was like...
Yeah, the same words incredible. As Megalopolis, I suppose. Baffling.
Megalopolis is like an art piece, you know? Like
Shakespeare,
it's something else. It's unbelievable, but
exactly. But
no, I agree. This was very good. This was I was surprised by it as well. I thought it was fucking experimental and weird in ways that I really didn't expect it to be.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. The stylization was incredible, and I really dig that. You can tell it was made for black and white. It is cool that they did do it in color, and I have only seen it in color very briefly, but I very much appreciated the black and white aesthetic. It really set the tone, like the makeup and some of the lighting, the shadow work. It was incredible in black and white, and like I really love that Nick Cage just had the freedom to also be quite abstract and weird, but also very natural at the same time with his acting. Like, he was absolutely amazing in this. Like, I was captivated by him the entire time watching this.
I enjoyed. Well, it's just like natural. I don't think Nicolas Cage seems natural in it.
I think
he's like a weird fucking like cartoon of a man.
Yeah, but he's brilliant.
I was entertained by him. I think he's not like a real human.
I think the point that Sean was making there that I took him to mean was he wasn't like acting like he was kind of just being like a normal, like almost like a normal guy
until suddenly he was Nick Cage, and then it was the best.
He was normal for Nick Cage.
It was really good.
He was Nick Cage with a like 1930s hair accent. You know?
Exactly.
Like, he was.
It was fucking brilliant, but.
Yeah, he was just doing Bogart the entire time. It's like it's
pretty much
not natural.
Yeah. Absolutely, but I really dig the vibe of the whole story, and it was really interesting to see like villains, like, you know, Sandman done in this sort of way, and Electro or Megawatt, as they call him in this show, which is really interesting.
Pretty awesome, yeah.
He was one of my favorite villains.
Oh yeah, I really love the charisma coming from the guy.
Yeah, he was really fun. I really liked Electro as well. Electro, fuck me, we just talked about him. The other one, fucking Sandman. I thought Sandman was really, really interesting. It was an interesting take. Obviously, like, the only real other example we have of Sandman is Spider-Man 3 Sandman, which is still probably the best parts of Spider-Man 3 as from like a quality standpoint, you know?
Absolutely.
Not counting the joys of the campness that Spider-Man 3 achieves. But the third guy whose name escapes me right now, I couldn't tell if he was Rhino or Lizard.
I think he was
Rhino.
I thought it was Lizard, you know?
Yeah.
I have the answer. He's Tombstone.
Nerd.
Oh, he's Tombstone, right? That makes
Bonnie
sense.
Everyone's favorite Spider-Man villain.
Yeah.
Of course. Most iconic one.
The main reason behind that is, like, there's the way that the Spider Noir character does a lot of its characters. It takes a lot of, like, classic villains a lot of the time. And a lot of people don't think about, and they, like, rehashes them in a certain way. Usually, like, another one they usually use is a guy called Hammerhead, who you might
I know
might
Hammerhead
have seen in the
from
Spider-Man
the PS1 game. Yeah, the PS1
game as well. But he's also like a Brooklyn gangster, who is most commonly known in the comics as just having a really hard head. But he appears in, like, Spider-Man Noir stuff too. But they really ground a lot of the powers in Spider-Man Noir. So I think Tombstone was probably a very good choice, because someone like Rhino, or who was the other one you said you were stuck between?
Electro
Rhino
or Lizard, but like
Lizard, they're a bit too. Lizard might have fit because it would have fit with a more animal theme, but they would have been a bit too much.
Rhino's an animal as well.
Nah, you're absolutely wrong. A rhino is not an animal. Delete your opinion, buddy. Get that in the bin.
Oh dear. I think I just hurt myself. It took a minute there.
But anyway, Spider Noir.
My hot take is a rhino is not an animal.
It's not an animal.
My hot take is.
But what you do recognize is that a spider is an animal, and I really digged, like, the first episode in particular. Like, a lot of it was what I appreciated was it wasn't just like Spider-Man. It was also like Nick Cage being able to be a private investigator and, like, seeing that stylization of, like, the 1940s and 30s, and, like, having him talk in that fast-paced sort of dialogue, like old style stuff. And I really also did dig Cat Hardy, the love interest for like Sandman and kind of Nick Cage. It was a very interesting dynamic on top of the layers of, like, all the Spider-Man stuff that we got.
I don't know about you guys. I didn't for 1 second buy into the relationship she had with Nick Cage.
Oh, absolutely not.
Like, the second that she started getting with him, I was like, well, she's obviously up to something, like, bad. You know, it's like at the start, when Nick Cage he's being the PI guy, and her husband comes up and he's like, my wife is missing, and he looks at him and then he looks at her and he's like, are you rich or something? I had the exact same thing happen when she's trying to hook up with Nicolas. I'm like, she's way too good for Nicolas Cage. I don't buy into this relationship at all, you know.
I think the vibe I got from it was, like, very much like, I think that's the reason they chose it to be Cat Hardy, like Black Cat, is that's always been her shtick in no matter what form you're watching. She tends to always only like Ben Reilly to Peter Parker when Spider-Man is involved. So it's always a very one-sided, this is not a serious relationship.
Yeah, straight up. The minute she finds out or suspects and confirms that he is, like, Spider-Man, she is like, I'm going to be with you now. You are my person.
Also, like, don't trust her with a secret, am I right?
Oh my god.
Secret.
Oh my god. Immediately. Yeah, straight up. Can you save my boyfriend? Awesome. I'm going to give away his identity immediately.
Oh, you know how you saved me from almost being killed? I was absolutely fucked. I was definitely going to get killed for being the rat. Oh, the moment I'm trusted at all, I'm going to sell you out. Probably going to get killed. I might save my boyfriend's life.
When she jumped out the window, I just got Gwen Stacy flashbacks. I thought she was going to get a whiplash for sure.
Yeah, imagine that Cage was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Bye.
grabs her, breaks her neck.
Yeah. It was really fun, and I also liked that the show just like when Nick Cage, or like Ben Reilly, I should say, was like trying to be in disguise mode. It was just him being really cartoony and silly and doing his Nick Cage voice. It was brilliant, and I loved every second of it.
They made all of it to do with Nick Cage just fit perfectly. The role just fits him really. Like, it not only was the role fit him well, it was very obviously written for him. It just, because another thing about Spider-Man Noir that's interesting is because he's not really touched on a lot in like the main media. Like the first time I think he ever really got introduced to the media was a video game called Shattered Dimensions.
Yes, that's where he plays with 2099 as well.
Yeah, where he's very kind of serious. He does a few wisecracks here and there, but he's mostly kind of serious, and he doesn't like he doesn't have a lot of like powers and such. Really, he mostly just skulks around the place a lot of the time. Then after that, I think Spider-Verse was the next big one, but it was when Spider-Verse happened that they kind of completely flipped Spider-Man Noir on his head, because originally in the comics he used to be a lot more like, as I said, serious, not wisecracking, like private detective. This 1930s, the Great Depression, everything's shit, everything's dark. But then as soon as Spider-Verse happened, where he was like really over the top, Nick Cagey, I can't even remember the quote.
He literally does not know what colors are.
Yes, yeah, exactly. What are colors? Yeah, this Rubik's
Sometimes
Cube is like a mind-boggling thing.
Sometimes I just light a match to feel something.
Yeah, he was great in that, like, and I'm glad we've got this live action.
They basically flipped it. They flipped it on its head for the comics. They try to make it fit that as much as possible. That really cheesy, over the top 1960s. It didn't take off. People didn't like it. So I'm really glad with the show. I feel like that captured all of those things into one. Like he's funny. There's dark story to it. They explore the world of like the Great Depression and such. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think they really.
Well, I think it does. Yeah, what I think it does really well is towing that line between parody and homage. You know, like it.
There you go.
It pokes fun at the genre in lots of really fun ways, but it still feels like almost like it fits into the genre at the same time.
It's also
like
very
it's still
authentic
a noir story
to
with
the style,
with the same sort of like noir like stylings and stuff like that, but also doesn't take itself too seriously, which really helps. I mean, a lot of the humor didn't super land for me because it took me out of it at moments when people started like quipping kind of jokes with each other. I was like, oh, suddenly we're in modern times and we're not in the like 1930s noir. But like a lot of the humor still landed when you've got Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage and being weird as fuck. You know, so like there were just it was just a good time all around. Every episode I was entertained by thoroughly. You know, I think plot-wise, it's kind of whatever. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to really remember the story, you know? Like,
in a lot of funny ways, the story is very safe, like Mandalorian and Grogu, but I was really absorbed by it, because even though the plot itself was safe, you really feel that it's experimental, it's different. I mean, episode 6 with that like trippy sequence, my god, that was cool. Like a lot of the internal like sort of conflict that Ben Reilly's going through, the really cool sequences like in black and white, it was superb. And I feel like a lot of the cinematography near the end, especially with Silvermane versus Cat Hardy with the mirrors, my god, that was
and the mirrors,
awesome.
It was.
I like how they were alluding.
I think the show was just outstanding.
Oh yeah,
it was so.
I like
good
how
they
were alluding to the mirror fight scene, like from the very beginning, just through the intro, because that's all the intro was.
Yeah, you're see led the mirror to believe shit. Yeah,
great.
You're led
intro.
to believe it's like webs and such, but I love the intro. So like at first,
so
I
good,
I really enjoyed the song in the first episode, and then when they did what's the name? I don't remember what the song was that Cat Hardy did for her first, but I really enjoyed that, like the first song that she sings at the club, and I'm why didn't they choose this for the intro? Maybe they'll do it in episode 2, and then they just stick with the same song again. I remember being disappointed at first. I'm like, that could have been better, but then as it went on, that song has been stuck in my head all day.
Saving Grace is an amazing song for the intro. It's so clever.
See, my hot take is I didn't super love the song. I'm kind of like got like your sort of same opinion as you have, Ewan. Like when it first came on, I was like, okay, this is kind of fun. It's got like I love the intro visuals. I love the visuals of the show. Like just it's just outstanding to look at. It's just beautiful. But the song itself to me feels like very modern. And I'm like, and then when she's singing that jazzy song when she's in the club, I'm like, this should work more as like this sort of like 1930s kind of like noir-y jazz is what I want. But the intro did come to grow on me as I was watching the episodes. Like I never skipped the intro. I always watched the intro because I thought it really added to the vibe of the whole show as it was going on. But yeah, it took me a minute to appreciate, I think, that intro song, because again, there were just little moments throughout the show where I'm like, oh, you're hitting too much of a modern note than I would like for this noir show.
Fair enough. I like the balance of both modern and classical music pieces in this, because it really feels like they're trying to bring in like a younger generation into that noir style. Like the fact that they're able to do it in both black and white and color to try and entice people. Like, oh, if you like it in color, you might like it in black and white. And like I felt like everything added really well.
I don't know how anyone could like this in color.
I've only seen moments of it, but it does look very comic booky, which I guess is like what they were going for.
It's definitely oversaturated. I understand why they did it, because a lot of people are put off by black and white. It's been a thing for like decades.
Which is crazy. Like, insane.
It's baffling. It's like people that get put off by musicals, like people that will just not watch a musical because it's a musical. I'm like, I don't understand.
You just don't like the style,
so much.
I never really give it a try.
with musicals, it's like bad musicals are the worst thing ever, but good musicals are the best thing ever. It depends on the musical for me.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I think I've seen a lot of people at work, for example. I've spoken to other people about the show coming out and such, and like I've heard like 50-50 opinions from people about like, oh, I should watch it in black and white, and other people like, nah, I'm not gonna watch it in black and white. I'm gonna watch it in color. It's just the way you're supposed to watch it. But I don't know. The black and white just makes everything pop a whole lot more. It's how it was shot. They compensated the lighting for the black and white. I annoyingly didn't get a chance to watch a video, but the cinematographers have spoken about how they had to balance that of like shooting for black and white, but also shooting for color as well. Yeah. And I was speaking to someone else about this, that the way that the color is done is it gives, not only is it like kind of flat and very bright and vibrant and such at times, is because it's replicating the thing they did a while ago when color was first becoming a thing, where they were remastering old films and such, and like they weren't turning the color on, they were like trying to pull the color out, if that makes sense. Like color grading it. I don't remember what the process is. That's cool. I feel very bad for not being fully educated on that, but I think that's the vibe
I read the same thing that you did, because I had that info as well, and you've beaten me to it, you bastard.
Sorry.
But I but at the same time, like, I appreciate that intention behind it, but I don't think it translates very well, because every single time, because like we would flick every now and then, we were watching it, it'd be like, I wonder what this looks like in color, or I wonder what color her clothes are, or what color his suit is or something. Let's go find out, and flick to the color version, because you can just flick back and forth. You keep your place in the episode.
Cool.
And so like every time we flicked to color, it was like, oh fuck, it's hideous. It's the entire vibe of the show goes out the window. Suddenly everything feels really, really cheap.
Yeah, suddenly you can really see Nicolas Cage's makeup. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like you're really watching like a low budget like YouTube like parody or something, you know? Like it looks terrible. There's like these incredible shots of like, because one of the things it does really well in black and white is like silhouettes.
Yeah.
Like people are just cast in shadow.
The shadow
Always
works
there's light
awesome,
behind them and stuff. And there's this a really nice shot where they're standing in his office. There's like a huge beam of light coming in through the window, and they're all cast in shadow. I flicked that onto color, and it's just like white. Yeah. Like there's so much light in that scene, because it's designed to get like the silhouettes that it just becomes washed. It just looks absolutely awful in color, and you lose all the intention that is in there. And so like I think black and white is the only way, and I think if they had fucking guts, they would only release it in black and white.
Well, that's the thing. thing is,
I
Nicolas
understand they
Cage
want a
wanted it
bigger
to be in
audience.
black and white and only wanted it to be in black and white, but I
Yeah.
think Sony and Amazon were like, let's make it in color, just in case people want that option in general. Because I've watched a few interviews of Nicolas Cage, and he said he genuinely done his performance for the black and white like stylization, which you can really tell. Like it's so good.
Oh
And
yeah, it's so good.
the writing is hilarious. Like one of the lines that stays in my head when he's like being like undercover when he's talking to some of like the POWs, like trying to find more about like the villains and stuff, and he's like at the hospital. And he's like,
I love
do
that
you
scene.
understand that you're lying on your stomach with a bullet stuck in your ass? It was just like, what a fucking line for Nicolas Cage to be saying right now in a Spider-Man show.
Yeah, they just. I feel like they nailed that part. Is like, I fucking lost my train of thought. There. I was thinking of two. I would Sean changed the subject in my. I was gonna go back to the whole talking about the modern thing, and then I started wanting to talk about Nick Cage's performance, and my brain just died. Someone else take over for me, please. Put me out.
One of the things that I really liked, but I was surprised that they didn't do more of, is really early on in like episode 1 or episode 2. You watch someone get their throat slit.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
a close-up shot of their
Yeah,
throat
straight
getting slit,
up,
and blood
yeah.
comes gushing out everywhere. And I was like, "Holy shit!" I was not expecting this
Yeah.
show to be like a violence, and it goes into that body horror stuff with like the spider that bites
Yeah,
him
when
and the
he
weird
cuts
mutants
him
and things.
open,
But
yeah.
we never get back to that level of violence. Like it really peaks super early on with the violence. It's like, oh yeah, look close up on his throat getting slit and he's dying. It's brutal, it's gritty, it's noir. Anyway, we're not doing that anymore. Okay, that was the one time we're doing that.
Yeah,
Like-
I saw it. It's actually a dream.
Yeah, it is.
they were
It is interesting that the violence is toned down throughout the show. That's something you would see in like other TV shows, like Stargate, for example. Like there's nudity in the first episode of Stargate, never seen again for some reason. You know, that kind of thing.
Well, versus Stargate, actually, to make this into a Stargate podcast, they did that in episode 1 in the pilot because they were aiming for like an HBO show. They were pitching to, trying to sell it to HBO, but they ended up selling it to another network instead, and they were like, we don't need the nudity stuff, like, but that's HBO's thing, that's not ours. So the pilot
Right.
wasn't made for the actual channel that ended up picking up the show.
Interesting. That's
But yeah,
wild.
another fun kill is the scene where Electro is killing the dude and he gives him like a kiss. And then,
Oh yeah, in the prison cell. Yeah, that was wild.
And then Brendan Gleeson is like, that was weird.
Yeah, that line was
That was
perfect. The
hilarious.
delivery of it. Yeah, because it's pretty much what the audience was thinking. Because I was like, "What a weird kill," but alright.
I loved it.
Brandon,
It was awesome.
Brendan Gleeson as well. I thought he was outstanding
He's
great
in
actor,
this
yeah.
show
was so
as
good.
Silvermane.
I do think.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
genuinely.
Oh,
I do
I loved
think-
him so very much.
I do think they lose focus on him towards the end of the show. Though there's like multiple episodes where he's not in it as much, and they kind of
Yeah.
lose that thread a little bit, which is a shame.
I think it's
Yeah,
because
definitely.
it's
solid.
it's the same thing that happens for a lot of shows like this where it's like supernatural stuff eventually, because that's the way the story's going. The stakes get higher and higher, and it focuses a lot more on like the superpowers and all this extra stuff, and focusing on those two that are left, that Silvermane kind of gets put to the side. But I do feel like the last episode especially stood out for me of like, oh no, okay, we got a bit of Silvermane back. Was he got his little monologue right at the start? I really
Yeah, it was
enjoyed that
awesome.
monologue. And then his scene with Kat at the end as well.
Oh yeah, all that shit
I
was
still think he was
fantastic.
fantastic. He did a fantastic job.
Also, the guy that played Ronnie Robertson, like Nick Cage's
Yeah.
like cop buddy, fucking phenomenal.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
he was great in this. His charisma was awesome. His impression of Nick Cage in the last episode
Oh,
was
yeah.
genuinely
Bang
amazing.
on. Spot
Yeah,
on. Yeah.
it was genuinely amazing. I was like, this guy could be Nick Cage. I believe it. I believe it's Nick Cage under the mask right now. He was so good. I just love the chemistry of him and Nick Cage in this show as well.
Because you were,
It was. I liked all of the characters. Yeah.
that was the thing someone was saying earlier. Oh, that was it. It was you guys were saying that like Sean was comparing it a little bit to how Mandalorian Grogu, in the fact that it's the story is very safe, and to that I do sort of agree. But I think when you've got like a first season, or at least limited season, I feel like that's
Yeah, you don't know where
okay
it's
when
going.
you've
Yeah.
when I feel like that's okay to tell a sort of safe story, because if you've got so many like really rich, well thought out characters that you can just like experienced the world with, I really feel like that sells it enough. The story doesn't need to be this wild, like complicated thing. It was already trying to throw out so many wild concepts and like a real twist on like the Spider-Man mythos as well. So it was like everybody was in a field of uncomfortability of being like, I don't know what's happening right now.
Oh, exactly,
if you also threw in a thing of like, okay, this story's going to have a bunch of twists and then it's going to go all these different places, you were really going to lose people with that. They had to be safe somewhere.
Yeah, no, the safe story, it was totally fine in that regard. I also just really digged, like, because it was during the Great Depression era, like, his, like, Spider-Man, like, Ben Reilly in general, like, was just, like, so gritty. Like, the fact he said to Silverman, like, episode 2, he's like, if you cross with me, I'll kill you. And I was like, I believe this Nick Cage would probably kill. You know, he doesn't seem like a superhero. He even admits in the show he did the shit to start off with for the thrill of it. He just enjoyed having powers and showing it off.
Yeah.
What's interesting to me is, but this is a noir show that also happens to be a superhero show rather than a superhero show. That's also, you know, like they focus on the noir elements instead of the superhero elements, which is interesting. I would like to see a bit more Spider-Man action next season.
That is exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, it was fun, and I liked the noir stuff. But like, give me Spider-Man. Show me pictures of Spider-Man. where is Spider-Man? You know, like he just
give me J. Jonah Jameson
barely
Daily
in
Bugle.
Yeah, exactly. I need Spider-Man. Whenever we got the Spider, I was like, fuck yeah, finally we're here. Oh, it's the end of the episode. Awesome. He's gone again.
It's a little bit of a surf Dracula thing. Whereas if it's a show about Dracula surfing, Dracula would get the surfboard in episode 8. That's a meme.
Like, amazing.
It's just, when are we going to get to the fireworks factory?
It's like Madam Web. It's like Madam Web. When they're at the end, they're literally at the fireworks factory, and then you see all of their suits.
Oh yeah,
and then it was all a dream or something.
When she has a vision of a sequel we're never going to get.
No.
Yeah, it's mental. I am glad though, like even though the spider isn't in a lot of it the whole time, I'm glad that the show didn't go the direction of like, because like the whole story is like, I put the suit away, I don't want to be the spider anymore. I'm glad like that suit didn't come out till episode 8. Like it was, if the whole show was like just Nick Cage being like, I don't want to be the spider, and then he is at the end, that would have been like, then the show would be kind of meh. But like I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad that there was actually depth to the spider, depth to the characters, and the world was just fun. I hope they do a season 2. I really hope they do more with it.
I hope they do.
It's a very expensive show.
I enjoyed.
Yes.
I'd be surprised if we get a season 2.
I think the budget is something like 600 million or something insane like
that.
Well,
just for Nick Cage alone, it would have been expensive.
Insane.
Amazon shows are so weirdly budgeted, because like fucking Rings of Power is like $1 billion show. Like, why are they putting all this money into TV? Get 10 quid. 10 quid, I'll do it.
I'll do it for you, pal.
But no, it's I was gonna say something as well. I've lost it. I've done a Ewan.
I was gonna. It's contagious. We're half the cast now. But my hot take actually on the thing of like Spider-Man, I actually quite like the amount that we saw him, because I was worried the same thing was gonna happen, that he doesn't get his suit till like much later on in the show. I was very happy to see that he does that like little turmoil thing. He does a bit of the spider powers and such, but then he officially gets the suit by like episode 2 or 3.
Yeah,
and he does like really officially come back. But I feel like that's a thing. As I was watching the show, I kind of got that feeling that I got again being like a Spider-Man fan of like a lot of the movies and such, and like some of the more recent TV shows and cartoons have felt like they try to do way too much too fast, and you see Spider-Man all the time, and it just takes me out of it that it's too big. I really miss the like
too multiversal.
I really miss the conflict of Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and that where they mix.
Yeah, you can't be a normal person. Yeah.
We see that plenty of that stuff in like the Tom Holland stuff. Like, sure, he sometimes does the Spider-Man stuff when he's just Peter Parker. He shoots around his web shooters a couple times, but that's about it. The only thing that pops into my head was like the thing in Italy that they did in like the second Spider-Man Home, the Far From Home movie. And that's about it. All I can think of. And even then, I was taken out of that because this is Italy. I don't.
Yeah.
This isn't New York. This is Spider-Man.
Fuck Italians.
This whole segment will be interesting shorts, especially that last bit you said.
Skipping over that.
That whole 2-second bit just really create a statement of the show.
Oh, fuck you, Matthew.
Oh my god, brilliant!
But like in the show, it just well, that was all I was gonna say. I guess was just like Nick Cage's combination of the both of them, where he both feels like both of the characters, but it really does focus on like the turmoil between Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and you get to see like I quite liked when the action scenes did happen. I feel like it had adequate like Spider-Man action scenes, but it's like we said, it's a noir show, and they don't have that much budget.
Too, yeah.
And it's the way that the villains.
Well, we just said they have the fucking almost $1 billion. But...
Oh, did they?
Yeah, $600 million budget.
It's
brutal.
Nick Cage's
but
pocket.
most of that,
It's all in
most
Nick
of
Cage's
that
pocket.
is.
Nick Cage's fee $599 million.
Yeah, yeah. The
It
budget's
is-
only $1 million.
It is expensive to do period pieces on television. It is
Oh, yeah,
mental.
true. Oh, yeah.
Like all the costumes, all the cars, like everything is just so fucking expensive when you do a period.
And the
piece.
special effects look really good.
They
like,
do,
especially
they
on like
do.
Megawatt and whatever. And the black and white
Black
helps.
and white, it
Yeah.
helps
Yes.
because you
Hide
can't
a
tell.
lot of
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I saw the color with Electro stuff, I was like, oh yeah, that's very clearly CGI. But in black and white, the tone just helps make it a bit more grittier. It does look a little bit more natural, and I think that helps with what the show was wanting to do. And I thought Megawatt was an awesome villain. Like this actor that wants to be center stage and just wants to like show everybody how menacing and powerful he is. I really dig that sort of character arc for him.
Yeah, I thought it was very good. One of the things that I remember what I was going to say that I really enjoyed in the show was some of its more subtle character beats, like the fact that Ben Reilly is a raging alcoholic.
Yeah, every
and is
scene
drunk
he's drinking,
in almost every single scene that he's in. Like in every scene that he's in, he's got to be like steaming.
Yeah,
and
every
you see, like when he's
scene,
Spider-Man, he's like out of practice and he's stumbling around and and he's just constantly drinking.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so good because they never really call attention to it either.
No, they don't.
It's just
No.
like
Every
every
scene
scene
he's
he's
just
like
like,
absolutely.
I am
Yeah.
I am so glad this isn't a Disney show, because Disney have like these weird rules about no character could be drinking, no character can
Or
smoke,
smoking.
which
Yeah.
smoking
does both.
adds so much to the whole noir vibe. There's so many
Yes.
instances where characters are just smoking and you just see
Smoking
this,
inside, yeah.
like the smoke adds to the atmosphere of
Yeah.
this show, and it looks fantastic.
I think
It
that's just the
absolutely
creative.
does.
I don't know what the difference was, what sort of contract it was. Maybe it was just purely because it's such a niche character. But I'm surprised at how much creative freedom the Amazon were allowed to have with this particular show. Like, how just very different, and doesn't feel like it's had a lot of like studio meddling and such with it. They were allowed to tell the story they wanted. Sure. I see them. I get I agree with the thing of like modern things being put in, like the song, the fact that it has to be in color, but I kind of feel like that's kind of also the sort of style they were going for. Is like, yes, it's noir, but it's also, like you said, a superhero thing as well. So you can't really tell a proper noir story. Like someone was telling me, I really wish that they had gone like the full whammy when they made it black and white, and I did properly filmed it and such, so it had that like grungy look to it too. I'm like, yeah, but if you start to go too far, you kind of lose the style, and they're fully just going for like a noir thing. I feel like it's like its own like weird stylistic thing, and I really like what they did, the direction they took with it.
Yeah, I thought it was brilliant.
But watch as they take the wrong lessons from this and start doing too many Spider-Man spin-offs. Let's do a Peter Parked car spin-off.
Yeah, let's do Spider-Pig now. Let's do anime Spider-Man for some reason.
Car.
Yeah, Peter Parked car, yeah.
My favorite character from Spider-Verse 2.
Amazing, yeah. I also just dig the physicality of Nicolas Cage, like trying to do arachnid movements like from time to time. I thought they were just great, and like something different that we've not really seen a Spider-Man do is like kind of like sort of go into that sort of like spider DNA, like a human kind of like being like almost like taken over by the DNA,
stuff.
like kind of like the
Fly,
fly sort of stuff, which I really dig Nick Cage's stylization for. I thought it was awesome.
And the fact he gets bitten by a human,
Yeah,
an actual
like a
human
human
spider,
rather than a spider
Terrifying.
itself. It reminded me of like this old sketch I saw once of like someone doing a spoof on Spider-Man. He gets bit by the spider, and he's like, "Oh, I got spider powers now," and then he immediately bites the spider back, and it falls on the table and turns into like a spider human thing, and it just starts screaming existentially.
Fantastic.
Very
Now I
isn't-
think we're ready to move on
Yeah,
to our
yeah.
next segment here, guys, because like we have actually talked for quite a good amount of time, which I'm
I
not
know,
complaining
almost 40
about.
minutes.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
insane. On Nick Cage, Spider Noir alone. But I'm going to go into our first segment, which is better or worse. Now, this is a lot of fun.
Okay.
I've devised some questions here, and obviously it's like for better or worse. Our first one that we have, the question is better Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire or Nicolas Cage?
You're just gonna keep us
Oh,
saying
okay.
between Nick Cage and someone else, aren't you?
Okay.
No, absolutely not. But this is a very
When do you want
interesting
better-
one.
How do you want our
Better
answers? Are we saying it all at the same time?
Okay. Better
I was just about to say I'd like to go through it more so individually. I believe like
Okay,
I want everyone's like almost like a 1 minute pitch kind of. I just want you to justify why they in particular are
Who
better.
and why?
Yeah, exactly. Who and why?
So it's your favorite, like, who does the better Spider-Man? Not
Yeah,
just,
better
like,
Spider-Man's the
overall.
question. Yeah, there's more questions to get into. It's just better Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire
Okay.
or Nicolas Cage. And I want to start with Scott.
Oh, fuck me.
I mean, buy me dinner first, and then we can talk.
Well, if we're just going based off of Spider-Man, what, Nicolas Cage had like 10 minutes of screen time as Spider-Man versus like 3 movies of Tobey Maguire. I would have to go with Tobey Maguire here. I feel like he is more of a classic kind of Spider-Man. Nothing against Nick Cage, obviously, because he
No,
is
of
very
course,
funny
yes.
when he is playing Spider-Man, but I do need a little bit more screen time of Nick Cage to consider him more as a Spider-Man. I consider him more as Ben Reilly than Spider-Man at this point. There's not that balance yet.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fair enough, and a very valid points, to be perfectly honest. Matthew, Tobey Maguire or Nicolas Cage?
I think between Tobey Maguire and Nicolas Cage that Tobey Maguire is the better Spider-Man. I agree with the points that Scott said, that Tobey Maguire has just got more screen time as Spider-Man, so there's more to kind of pull from him. I would also say Nicolas Cage isn't Spider-Man. He's the Spider. So, like, you know, I'd love to talk about him as Spider-Man. I just didn't fucking see it. So, Tobey Maguire, you know, he's got all the classics. He's obviously the one that we grew up on, so there's the nostalgia factor for it. I think he manages to toe the line of being a 30-year-old teenager and making it work. And you know, he's quippy, he's fun. Go Web, go.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Fantastic. Shazam! Yeah, exactly. All right, Ewan, let's hear your
This
take.
is always the stinky thing about going last, because you think you have an answer in your head, and then people make really good points. Because I was actually initially going to say Nick Cage.
Oh,
Which
that's
is surprising,
interesting.
probably coming from me,
Yes.
because I really love
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire's thing. But
Yeah,
I have
exactly.
always had that thing in my head of like, Tobey Maguire makes the perfect Peter Parker. He does a good Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield's the better Spider-Man, but his Peter Parker's So that's why I was like. But Matthew made a good point in the fact that he still, like, and Scott made the point of, like, he still symbolizes that, like, classic Spider-Man. And we didn't really see much of Nick Cage. I think it's purely just because he plays a very different kind of Spider-Man. It's one we've not really seen. He's older.
spider.
He's making a spider. He's like he's making a lot more mistakes. He's like, he doesn't really want to do it, and he mixes being Spider-Man and Ben Reilly so much that it kind of blurs a lot of the time. Okay, I think if we got another season, my mind might be changed, but I think I would probably... You've swayed me. I think I would also go Tobey Maguire.
Hell yeah. I absolutely agree with all of your guys' points. Absolutely. I'm very much on the same level as you, Ewan. If there was, like, more Nick Cage Spider Noir, I would have to, like, maybe consider. But, like, Tobey Maguire is, like, the Spider-Man that we all grew up with for the most part, you know.
Yeah.
He is the guy, like, and Spider-Man 1 and 2, absolutely phenomenal superhero movies. Like, just the story writing, the character arcs, like, the beats of it, all fantastic. And, like, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, I mean, in my personal opinion, is Spider-Man. Like, I think he's, like, one of the best ones. But yeah, no, I'm glad we were able to talk about that. I do like Nicolas Cage as, like, the Spider. I think it's really interesting, and like you said, very, very different from, like, your average Peter Parker sort of Spider-Man, where they're trying to do the right thing. They want to be a symbol of hope. And Nick Cage is just wasted and just wants to beat people up because he has powers, and, like, I'm kind of all for that, because he's just like, you know what, fuck it. I mean, especially, like, just to quickly go back, that, like, sequence near the end of the show, when he's just drunk in the bar, people are shitting on him, he just quickly jumps out, puts the suit on, and just beats the fuck out of them.
Actually, making that point, I think that is actually the thing for me. He does, it's not the thing that, there's not a lot of screen time of him as Spider-Man, because I still think there was an adequate amount for a TV show. I think the problem is it's not until the very end of the show that he accepts he's Spider-Man, and he actually does Spider-Man things, beating up the bad guys, saves the person, is selfless and all that stuff, and that's Spider-Man to me and to, I would assume, a lot of people. But having that conflict the entire show where he really doesn't want to be, and he keeps telling everyone, no, I don't want to do this, I've never been a hero. It's not until the end you're like, oh, that's Spider-Man. Right, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, like, the issue of the Spider screen time versus Ben Reilly's screen time is almost, it's like a recurring thing that you see in a lot of live action things, where you have a character whose face is covered, but you have an actor who wants to have their face seen. You know, and you see it all the time with characters that constantly things, you know, like the best example of this is Judge Dredd, you know, like a character who never takes off his helmet in the 1990s movie, never has his fucking helmet on. But that, you know, and then Carl Urban comes along, does the whole thing with his helmet on, because he's like, he wants to be true to the character. And I think one of the things that suffers, you know, when you've got things where it's like, you know, anybody could be playing Ben Reilly,
show their face,
the Spider, sorry.
Wait,
anybody could be playing the Spider because it's, you know, a covered face.
You mean that wasn't 60-year-old Nicolas Cage jumping around?
I know. I wish it was. I wish it was.
Mind blown,
It could be. It could be. But like that's going to be a large factor as to why we see so little of the Spider versus Ben Reilly, is because they want to show Nick Cage because they have Nick Cage, you know.
Yeah, and we also have to remind ourselves Nick Cage is, like, in his 60s now. Like, he's not able to do. He probably did a lot of, like, you know, the sort of, like, rope work or, like, wire work, but, like, you know, like, a lot of the stunt stuff. I'm imagining he might have had some involvement in, but not an
I imagine the
massive
second
amount.
he puts his mask down, he's a stuntman. It's like Mandalorian. You think fucking Pedro Pascal's under that helmet?
I don't know, for how much that Nick Cage loves, like, he's actually a big nerd himself. I mean, that's what his last name is named after. He's a comic book character. Is Luke Cage. And how much he loves this character and fought for the show. I would kind of like to think he'd want to be Spider-Man as much as he could. But
I mean, I actually found out
he's an old man.
Yeah, I found out something really interesting. Apparently, during the Sam Raimi era, Nick Cage was actually offered the role of Green Goblin, but turned it
I read
down,
this recently too.
which I was like, that's very interesting. If we did get a Nick Cage Green Goblin in comparison to Willem Dafoe, I'm glad we got Dafoe. I think Nick Cage's one would have been a statement, though.
Nick Cage's one would have been interesting, but like, that's one of Willem Dafoe's most iconic performances.
Oh yeah,
like,
exactly.
He is unbeatable in that role.
Oh, absolutely.
It's insane.
Yeah, genuinely insane. But now we're going to move on to the next for better or worse. So now we're going up for better Spider-Man suit, Andrew Garfield's suit, or Nicolas Cage's suit.
Which Andrew Garfield?
We're talking about Andrew Garfield.
TASM 1 or 2?
I'm probably going to give you Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit.
Okay.
Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit against Spider Noir suit. And this time I want to hear Ewan's opinion first.
See, I'll give them props. It does fairly shoddily put together, but it feels like when you see like in the trailers where he's beating up guys in the bar and such, it looked like it was just a fucking balaclava mask thing he put on. I'm like, oh, is that gonna be it? But then when you actually see the close-ups and such behind it, you're like, oh wait, no, there is actually like fucking webbing and such shit to it. I also really like what they did with the goggles. They made them like actual night vision stuff. They
the
just
goggles are cool.
Yeah,
they
the
didn't
goggles
explore
were
it
cool,
enough.
yeah.
They didn't explain it. Are they lights?
Makes no
Are they-
sense how he's
How he has
got
it in
that
the
technology
30s,
in
yeah.
his suit at all.
Yeah. It's like, is it
He's
his
just
night
Iron
vision
Man, I
goggles?
guess.
Is he wearing lamps on his face and blinding himself? I don't.
Ben
So-
Reilly built this mask in a cave with a box of scraps.
Straight up.
So there is that like cool element. I like the style they were going for, but the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit is still just iconic.
Absolutely.
It grew on me over the years. I was one of the people that really didn't like it at first because the
that's
chest placement of the spider really threw me off for a really long time. It's like it's like really low down and it just didn't work in my head. But the longer that I looked at it and the more the time's gone on, it really grew on me. So Amazing Spider-Man 2 for sure.
Yeah, no, that's valid. Matthew, what about you? Do you think Andrew Garfield suits better or Nick Cage's suits better?
Andrew Garfield's suit in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the only good thing in The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so it is so far beyond The Amazing Spider-Man 2. It doesn't even fucking come close. Like, that is one of the best Spider-Man suits we've had on screen. It is stunning to look at. It feels like he's jumped out of the comic book and onto the screen. Like, it is a almost perfect translation of the costume. The Spider Ben Reilly costume works really well. It fits the time period really well. The goggles visually look awesome. It's very, very good. But like it's Spider Noir. It's not Spider-Man. And if we're talking about the best Spider-Man costume, like it's TASM 2 all the way.
TASM.
What about you, Scott?
Yeah,
I'm in the same. Yeah.
If we went,
we're all agreeing.
if we went Amazing Spider-Man 1 costume, I would have gone with a Spider Noir costume for sure.
Oh yeah, dog shit costume.
I mean, the
Yeah,
costume
no, it's
itself,
bad, yeah.
it grew on me over the years. But when I saw like the Amazing
It never
Spider-Man
did.
2, I'm like, this costume is perfect, and you have to be really fucking nerdy to care about the logo placement on the chest. I'm sorry.
Pedantic guy. It grew on me.
What a nerd! We're all talking about Spider-Man, but this guy, he's a fucking nerd. I absolutely agree with you guys. I think Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit is the perfect translation of a live-action Spider-Man suit we've ever had. Nick Cage's suit is cool. I really do like it. I think for the show and the actual look of it, I think it looks awesome. It looks very, very cool. I mean, I love like the black sort of like leather jacket he's got. I like sort of like detective hat he wears. The goggles are cool. But yeah, no, Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit is the best suit that we've ever had for a live action adaptation, hands down. So now we're delving into the better Spider-Man world. Tom Holland's or Nicolas Cage's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
now I want to hear
Interesting
your opinion
choices.
first, Matthew.
My opinion first. Okay. My initial gut reaction is Tom Holland's Spider-Man World is more interesting than Nicolas Cage's one because Tom Holland's Spider-Man World is the MCU.
Yeah.
And the MCU is more interesting than Spider-Man Noir. Like, Spider-Man Noir is interesting. It's very stylized. It's very fun. It's like a little art piece. It's interesting. But the MCU is massive. You know, like,
Yes.
you can, it's everything. It's just the comic books, but in film form. So you've got every single possible, like, also, like, Spider-Man Noir exists in Tom Holland's Spider-Man because it's the fucking multiverse shit, isn't it? So they're both the same world. If you want to get down to the nitty-gritty, they're both the exact fucking
My
same.
correction, I should have asked which universe instead of which world. My Christ, yeah, my Christ.
But no, my answer is Tom Holland's Spider-Man world purely because it has that wider connection to the other superheroes. It feels like a more lived-in universe, whereas Noir is much more of a stylized, like, set piece sort of universe, if that makes any sense. That's my statement. The end.
Nice, thank you very much, Matthew. Scott, what do you think?
I'm Spider Noir all the way on this one. But Tom
Hell
Holland's
yeah.
universe is entirely leftover scraps from either Iron Man or the Sam Raimi trilogy and the Mark Webb movies. Like,
Yes,
there's nothing
Scott.
in the Tom Holland movies that's entirely original. It's always oh, this is this is an Iron Man villain. This is our characters from the Sam Raimi movies. There's nothing original about the Tom Holland movies, whereas I could have so much fun in the Spider Noir universe. Everything's so unique and different to what I'm used to in any other Spider-Man incarnation. So Spider-Man Noir all the way.
Fantastic, Scott. I absolutely loved your points and opinions there. That was awesome to hear. All right, Ewan, you're up. What do you believe? Do you think Tom Holland or Nicolas Cage?
So I got too excited there.
All right, okay.
Scott's points was perfectly articulated to what because I agree with Matthew's thing, and he was almost going to sway me, and then when he was finishing up, I was thinking it over. I'm like, I like the fact that yes, it's wide. There's so much stories and such you can tell, but the MCU have told so much of it now, and I've kind of lost my trust with how the MCU tells its stories now.
Yeah,
but
it's like a 50-50 sometimes,
Not even regarding that. You specifically said which Spider-Man world, and that's the thing I distrust the most about the MCU. I really enjoyed Spider-Man 3 because it actually focused on Spider-Man characters again. And you know what the cheap thing about it was? They reused characters. They still didn't come up with original characters. They did a fun twist on them, but they still reused things again. Whereas in Spider-Man Noir, all of it is original Spider-Man content. All of it is in some way connected. They've just thrown a cool twist on it. That's what it feels like they have so many stories they can tell, and it feels like there's a lot of love for the character and such. I would want to see a lot more from that world. By this point in the MCU, I can't wait for it to be reset. I'm not gonna lie. So that's my answer.
I'm really excited for the new Spider-Man film. I think it looks ace.
I'm excited for Brand New Day. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited. But
cautiously optimistic.
Yeah. Me too. I actually agree with all of you guys, but ultimately I do have to disagree with Matthew's statement because, like, I genuinely did love Spider Noir's world. I thought it was original, it was different, we've never seen it before. I do like Tom Holland's world, but like it just, I don't know. Like you said, Ewan, and like Scott said, there's nothing original about Tom Holland's universe. We've never had that sort of defining moment. I guess you could argue No Way Home, but again, that was Raimi's villains, where like he does get his like character arc as Spider-Man, but it's not actually facing original sort of Spider-Man villains yet. Like he's either been facing like multiversal saga stuff, like Infinity Saga stuff. I mean, arguably, like Michael Keaton as Vulture was his sort of era where he fought an original sort of like villain. His villain is wide, is a memorable world. The MCU itself is obviously well established in what it does, but is that for the better these days? That's a bit debatable because, you know, it's not been pumping out some great material these days. I am excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day, but this is like the first time I've been excited for an MCU thing probably in a while, like, and that's only because like I'm hoping it goes a direction that I'm hoping it goes. It might not. The trailer looks promising, but a lot of villains, I don't know what the pacing will be, so we'll have to find out.
That's always the case with Spider-Man movies, isn't it? You're like, there's so many villains in this.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, how are they going to tie this up in 2 hours? Like, this is going to be insane. Yeah. But yeah, I agree with Spider Noir. I think it's cool.
I just like to defend my point a little bit.
Bring it back to Matthew. No. Let him defend.
Tom Holland's
delay his opinion.
Tom Holland's MCU is wide. It's reliant on Iron Man. It's the MCU. Do you know what the and Spider Noir is artsy and it's cool and it's whatever. Tom Holland's Spider-Man is pizza. Spider Noir is like a little weird French cuisine. Like it's nice, it's artsy, it's interesting to eat and have, and you're like, oh, this was different, this was good. I liked this. But pizza's always there, and pizza's always nice. You know, like it's nice to try the French thing, but the pizza's where it's at. Like,
we've established Matthew just loves pizza content. He wants something reliable. He wants something tasty.
I see what he's trying to say. I that was a thing that did go through my head when Matthew was making his point, was, am I just thinking this because I've just watched the show and it's fresh in my mind of like, oh, this is different, this was a nice change, I like this. But in like a couple years' time, am I still going to be thinking the same things? Like, oh, I really want to watch Spider Noir. No, I want to watch Spider-Man. But
yeah, exactly. This is why this will be a fun, hopefully an episode that'll last for the ages, that people will be debating about. Is Nicolas Cage the best Spider-Man? Will people think of him years later? Will he be forgotten about? Or is Tom Holland Holland's just the best, even though his worlds are arguably not original.
I would argue that he's definitely put a bit of this new Spider-Man thing has put a lot more freshness back into the Spider-Man fan base, I suppose you could say. I don't like fan bases; they're really toxic no matter where you go.
Most communities are absolutely.
The Spider-Man community,
Apart from ours.
that's a better word.
Most communities are toxic.
Our fan base
sure.
is the best. Our community is the best. You should join our community.
Please join our community.
For all 3 people watching, please tell your friends and family. We'd appreciate it. Okay, so I'm now going to move on to the next part of our segment here, guys. Better Spider-Man performance. Andrew Garfield or Nicolas Cage? Now, I want to hear Scott's opinion.
Oh, fuck me.
Buy me dinner.
It's always the hardest ones you pick me on. So are we talking performance as just Spider-Man or performance as both?
We're talking about like their performance, like
just
in
as
general.
Spider-Man.
So it covers everything.
It covers
Okay.
everything, not just the whole thing.
Okay.
Just their acting ability, their range, like Peter Parker, Spider-Man, like the way they do Spider-Man, all of it.
I think
Jesus, that
I
does
felt
make it harder.
I think I felt more of a personal connection to Andrew Garfield's performance.
Nice.
Andrew Garfield is probably the best actor to have played Spider-Man, in my opinion. Like, I love all the other ones just as much, almost. But I think Andrew Garfield has more range in his performance. It feels more natural. Nick Cage is a bit goofy. Nick Cage isn't the most natural actor, and
Nick
fucking
Cage!
I didn't quite feel that connection with Nick Cage, but with Andrew Garfield, even when his movies are shitty, I am very into his performance as Spider-Man and Peter Parker.
Hell yeah, Scott. I absolutely love that answer. Matthew, what do you think?
God, Jesus.
Yeah, throwing you the hot seat, yeah.
Let's find out together what I think.
Matthew's back monologue.
I'm going to make this pitch. You're going to tell me what I think, because I don't know.
Yeah. I really enjoy Nicolas Cage's performance in Spider Noir. I think that he is very, very good. As we're saying, I think he does the weird Nick Caginess really well. He does the body horror stuff well. He's playing this kind of drunk PI stumbling his way through a mystery really, really well. Andrew Garfield, you said it earlier yourself. He feels like Spider-Man when he's Spider-Man. Like, his performance as Spider-Man has the quips, it's got the energy, it's lighthearted, it's like snappy, he is Spider-Man. His Peter Parker, he's doing the cool guy skateboarding, I'm edgy 2013 Peter Parker. It doesn't quite hit for me the same way as the other Peter Parkers that we've got, but I agree with the point that Scott said that I think Andrew Garfield's performance and as an actor he is so fucking good, and Nicolas Cage is very good for Nicolas Cage reasons. Andrew Garfield is very good for good reasons,
talent, just talent,
talent. Pure actual talent, which you see in especially in Spider-Man No Way Home. He's one of the standout performances in that film.
That was his
He's
redemption
so
for sure.
goddamn
Yeah,
good.
that was his redemption to be he's good as Spider-Man.
Yeah, so my answer is Andrew Garfield.
Awesome.
All the way.
What about you, Ewan? I feel like I have an idea with where everyone else is going to go with this, but I'd love to hear your thoughts anyway.
My answer was ready right off the gun. Is Andrew Garfield still? I for a very long time always considered him to be very underrated, and I know how much that man loves the character, and you can see it in the way he was given more of a chance to be Spider-Man in the second movie. Just the writing for everything else was dog shit. Matthew made the argument that him in the costume was one of the stand-up parts. Every single time he put on the costume and was Spider-Man, fucking loved it. I wish we got way more of it, because he just personifies it so perfectly. I even out of everyone else I've seen play it, he is just Spider-Man to me. But Nick Cage does his Spider-Man very well. His performance, very Nick Cage. I really love everything he's done, but I think the more that everyone else has spoken about it as well, it's really made me think, no, this is a fantastic take on the character, and I would love to see more. I will go back and watch it someday, very hopefully soon, who knows. But just, if you're thinking about the Spider-Man character, Andrew Garfield, every single time.
Definitely. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, Nicolas Cage is a fucking awesome and brilliant actor for so many different layers and reasonings. And, like, he's one of my favorite actors of all time. But, like, I do have to agree. It's hard when Andrew Garfield is, like, one of the best, like, acting as Spider-Man. Like, his performance is unreal. Even though his films aren't great, the writing isn't great, the emotion that he conveys as both Peter Parker and Spider-Man is just 10 out of 10. Like, the way that he brought the character to life in No Way Home, he was probably the best Spider-Man in that film. And with all the chemistry of everybody else, you really get to see how he is in comparison. And he's like the Spider-Man who's charismatic, but he's also been through some stuff. He's a bit more bitter. He's a bit more knowledgeable as well. And, like, I just love Andrew Garfield as an actor. Like, I mean, I think Andrew Garfield is one of the best actors that we've had in a while as well. Like, he's just great in so many other, like, roles that he's done. Yeah. I'd love to see more of him just in general. But Nicolas Cage, like I said, this show blew my expectation of what I thought a Nick Cage Spider-Man thing was going to be. I thought it was going to be way more like shit, but like the general vibe of like how it was conveyed. Nick Cage was allowed to be Nick Cage, and then at times like he does a good job at playing the private investigator, playing Ben Reilly, and like when he is Spider-Man, yeah, he's awesome, he's very cool, but like I couldn't help but like half the time like watching the show I was like, he's got the most recognizable voice in human history, even in the show. How does no one know who the hell Spider-Man is? It took them 8 episodes to realize, wait, you're Spider-Man? And so
you made the
so
point.
Clever. I think I know who you are. And it's like, no shit, he sounds like Ben Reilly.
That's distracting about every superhero property, Phil. It's something in the back of my mind in everything. It's
yeah, it's not.
But you made the point, because his voice is so recognizable. Like Robbie Robertson was able to replicate the Nick Caginess behind it. You're like, oh, this I could believe that's him. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Robbie Robertson was excellent in that for sure. But I liked everyone's answers there. Ultimately, though, Andrew Garfield, I would say, is the better performance for sure. Now we're on to our last one, which is the better origin story, and this is between Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Nicolas Cage's Spider-Man.
Wow, shock.
Yeah.
Can you tell this is very Nick Cage focused?
I wonder why.
Yeah, well, we gotta give Nick Cage a shot. We gotta see if he really is the best Spider-Man. Exactly. We gotta really ask all the questions. Yeah, Ewan, let's hear your take. Yeah.
I again really like the take. I feel like they did the weird on purpose. It was all I liked the twist actually. That's not how Spider-Man Noir's actual origin is a little bit weirder, you could say.
Interesting.
He's carrying out a job for a bunch of thugs. Because the kingpin of New York at the time is Green Goblin, but it doesn't matter. They're carrying this like almost like coffin thing, and it's for a spider god, basically.
Wow.
Gangster man likes to collect artifacts, but either way, he gets bitten by this spider, and he like sees this weird trippy shit of this massive spider god being like, "Oh, you've taken on my totem. You will be my new guardian."
Of course, it's kind of like Moon Knight almost. Sick.
Almost, yeah, but he doesn't talk to the god ever again, really. But that's how he gets his spider powers. So them mixing it in with the war, I thought was really clever, and properly mixing that into the world. And him getting bitten by a literal man spider was very fun.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome, and also quite fucked, because you're just like, oh, okay, cool. Actual mutant.
Cannot deny though that Tobey Maguire's is the winner though, because his origin story is so iconic that people have actually gotten the quote for "with great power comes great responsibility" wrong. It's because of that movie everyone thinks it's "with great power comes great responsibility," when it's actually a much longer thing from the comics. It's Now I've even completely forgotten. It's
That's
much
what
longer.
they say in Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah,
you have a
true.
responsibility to look after your person. If there's a person crossing the street, then you've got to be a good person to do and help them out. That's your
If you have the
responsibility.
power to do it, you should do it. Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Nice. I dig that. Okay, Scott. Do you think Tobey Maguire's is better, or do you think Nicolas Cage is number one?
So my initial gut feeling was Nick Cage because of the body horror elements. Like, one of my favorite movies of all time is The Fly, starring Jeff Goldblum, because of the body horror. That movie is fantastic, and I got some of the same vibes off of this. But I wanted the body horror to go more. I really
The Fly.
Yeah, I really wanted it. Whereas the Tobey Maguire origin is obviously pulled straight from the comic books. It's like a one-on-one comparison almost. And I think that movie does the perfect representation of Peter Parker's origins. It's what got me into the character in the first place. And I think I have to go with Tobey Maguire's for sure.
Yeah, that's a very valid point. Matthew, what is your take on this?
Yeah. I've got the same sort of line of thought as Scott. Like, I was thinking, like, the body horror elements in Spider Noir I really, really liked, and I thought that was such a interesting take on that origin of Spider-Man, and like a fun twist on it. But it's a twist on it. You know, the Tobey Maguire one is the origin. That is Spider-Man. That is how he gets his powers. He gets bit by a spider, and then he like freaks out, whatever. Like that feels like Spider-Man. And again, like, this is if your first expose to Spider-Man is Spider Noir, maybe you'll have a completely different opinion
your
on it.
first
And
ever
it would honestly
is
be really
Nick Cage
interesting.
Spider-Man, yeah.
Literally, yeah. How do you perceive the other Spider-Man if that's your first intro into Spider-Man? That's really interesting. But yeah, no, Tobey Maguire all the way, because that's the Spider-Man origin.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. Like, Tobey Maguire's one is ultimately famous because it is just the classic, like, trope of, like, Spider-Man losing Uncle Ben, and then having this responsibility to be a good hero. What does it mean to be a hero? All these messages and themes that the movie itself conveys, iconic. And like you said, Scott and Ewan, a lot of people know that first film as kind of like, this is the origin story of Spider-Man. Like, this is what happened. And, like, the line, with great power comes great responsibility, is, like, iconic. It's crazy if you don't know it.
I would say that, like, Spider-Man's origin it's like as iconic as Batman's origin.
Oh, yeah,
like, it's to the point everybody knows it. You don't even need to do it anymore in films.
No,
exactly. They just, it's everybody's already, they understand, okay, this happens. Like, because there's just this sort of zeitgeist of shared knowledge of that is how Spider-Man gets his powers, that is how Batman's parents die. These are just things people now know.
Absolutely, it's like fact,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's in the zeitgeist, like you said. But, like, I did like Nicolas Cage's origin story. I love the body horror. I like the show in general. It's like a very, like you said, fresh, different take on Spider-Man that I think is kind of needed, because, I love all of them, all the Spider-Man, for very different reasons, like Garfield, Holland, Maguire, and Cage. But, like, I just feel like when it comes to all the other three Spider-Man we've had before live action, they very much follow very much a similar formula, whereas I respect the Nick Cage one for being completely different in its own sort of merit, while also trying to also be Spider-Man. I thought the world itself's cool. I would just like to see more of it. But yeah, Tobey Maguire all the way, hands down, for origin story. Yeah. And that, guys, actually moves us into our second segment. That was only the first one.
Oh boy.
You're not going to like it, Ewan. It is another blind ranking.
No!
No! Come back, everybody.
I don't like
our favorite part of the episode is another blind rank. And it's a good one. Ewan's left. Ewan's left. He's gone. He's went AFK. He's AFK. Welcome back, buddy. Welcome back. You walked, completely stormed off the episode there.
I threw my ball away and I need my stress.
Get your devices up. I'm probably just going to use my phone for this.
I'm just using my phone. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
just
figured
to
out the
prepare
system.
for
Is it?
us.
And I'm assuming it's out of 10. Yes.
Yes.
It's out of 10, of course. It's a blind rank. It's got all.
And what
10,
number are we starting on?
Number 12. So, okay, this is going to be interesting. So, the first one out of the blind rank is Into the Spider-Verse, the animated movie.
Oh, so what are we ranking, by the way? Is this just Spider-Man properties? Is this Spider-Man movies?
This is Spider-Man
just
movies. This is the
product?
live-action and animated stuff. It is just
And-
your
okay,
blind
still
rank
movies.
of Spider-Man like movies.
Okay,
So the
and what was the first one?
First one, Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the
I'm-
Spider-Verse.
yeah,
Which
that's
is that's the
the
first
The
one.
first one, yeah, the first one that we see
Ooh.
Miles Morales in animated form.
Spider-Man movies have the most confusing titles. Between the
I know,
Spider-Verse
yeah, they're
movies and the
fucking
No Way
terrible.
Home, Far From Home, Homecoming.
It
Yeah,
annoys the heck out of me. I don't understand the home thing that they were going for with the naming convention. The first one makes sense because it's actually named after a comic.
Yeah.
The other ones are just, let's just throw home in there.
I can even see this listed. I'm struggling with to put down. All right, has everyone put down their first sort of blind ranking?
I
we all
have
all ready?
answered.
Stressing.
Yeah.
All ready to
Stressing.
move on?
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 2,
Oh, well.
which I kind of have an idea with where I want to put this, to be perfectly honest.
I didn't have to think for that one.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Me neither.
Number 10. What a stinker.
Yeah, that movie sucks.
Matthew's just really wanting to put a fucking torch on the wound, salt on the wound from last time.
It's like the
That's
Empire Strikes Back of Spider-Man movies.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, imagine, my god. Okay, so everyone got their answers there? We're ready to move on to the next one?
Yeah.
So the next
Yeah.
one we want is Spider-Man Homecoming. So that's Tom Holland's first
Okay,
one.
I watched this recently, actually.
Yeah, and I saw your rating for it. It's a pretty great film. It's
It's a
pretty
fun
awesome.
movie. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, it's pretty excellent. Where to rank it in a top 10 though is going to be a bit challenging, I think. Oh, see, yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, I think I kind of know where I want to put this.
No. I'm changing my mind.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
It's okay. You can change your mind all you want till the end of the list.
Oh, you can?
until
Well, you
write it
can't. You
down, I
can't
guess.
swap things
until you
around.
write it down.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Once it's in its
Once,
place.
once you,
yeah.
well, once you've moved on to the next one, I would argue.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the next one that we've got, Spider-Man 3.
Okay. Oh.
Ah,
See, I
balls.
like
didn't have to
Spider-Man
think
3.
about that either. Didn't have to think about it.
See, I don't know.
Now
if
this
we're-
one will be an interesting
Is
one.
there 10 Spider-Man movies? Really?
Yeah.
Apparently there is.
Yeah, there
including
is.
the two
Yeah,
animated
there's
films.
insane.
Fuck. I thought I knew, and now I don't. Fuck. I hate blind rankings. I hate them so much. I will always hate this segment.
Okay, I know.
I'm so glad I put a
It's
blind
funny.
ranking in. They're fantastic.
Yeah. No, I like a blind rank because it's
Makes you
It's
think.
a lot of pressure. You know, it really puts you in a box. You're like, okay, I have to make a decision here.
Yeah.
You know.
Has everyone got their answers, Ewan? Are you
No.
done having your
Oh,
existential crisis?
I hate
We gotta move along. We gotta get
Sure.
more into this.
Sure. Yeah. God damn it.
Okay, so the next Spider-Man film is Tobey Maguire's first one, Spider-Man 1,
Okay.
which I think, yeah. It's really confusing because some of the Spider-Man titles have 1, 2, and 3. It's weird seeing like
Yeah.
2 different numbers in the title sequence of my blind rank. Yeah, Spider-Man
I'm ready.
32, 25, 23. Are we ready to move on from Spider-Man 3?
Unga bunga.
Yeah. Spider-Man 1, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Spider-Man
Yeah.
1, exactly. My God,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the other one. So the next one, not as confusing. Spider-Man No Way Home.
Was that the?
That's the most recent
Yeah,
Tom
that's
Holland
the-
one.
That's the one with all
Yes, it
three.
is.
That's the one with all
Yeah.
three.
It is
Which-
confusing, yeah. It's a
Ah,
fucked up
fuck, I
title.
Yeah.
immediately regret my answers. Oh,
It's getting
shit.
hard for me. It's getting
Yeah.
hard for me because
I have
I'm
a
like,
sort of
I-
image in my head, but then I'm like, as soon as it gets into the
I want
details.
to put No Way Home in a place that's already taken, so it's
Yeah,
it
me
has to live
too.
somewhere else.
Me too, and
I
I'm
feel
floating
good.
somewhere that I don't really agree where it needs to be, but oh
I feel
well.
good so
Yeah.
far. I feel good.
Okay. Now this one is probably going to be the easiest one to rank. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the next one.
Easy.
TASM 2.
Number one, baby.
Hell yeah.
The best one.
I really love.
I just think that Electro is such a nuanced character.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Everyone got their answers down? We ready to move on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the next one that we have is
God.
Spider-Man Far From Home.
That's
So that's
the
Tom Holland's
Italy
second
one.
film.
Stinky
Yeah.
Italians.
Oh God, wait. What
Yeah,
is that?
stinky Italian suck. Yeah, Italian suck, Scott. Yeah.
Yeah, Ewan hates this one.
I feel
Far
like.
From Home,
Oh God.
Italy.
Spider-Man farts from home.
Far From Home. Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing a film. What am I missing?
I don't know.
Oh no.
I don't know. I can't see your list.
I was about to say I can't see.
I thought I knew what
We
all
have
10
eight.
movies were. Now I feel like I've got them all in my head.
We
and
sh-
I'm
We've got another
Yeah, we've got
Spider-Verse.
8. This was.
Yeah, this is it.
I feel like we should only have one
And
left after
so there's
this.
another
No, we have
Spider-Verse
two.
and then TASM 1. Surely.
TASM
Yeah.
1, that's the one I'm forgetting about.
Yeah.
So,
There is
wait,
TASM
what did you
1.
just say?
I
What the
said,
fuck did you just say?
I said Far From Home. Far From Home. I thought we were ready to move on. Honestly, I didn't realize you were still thinking.
I'm just trying to...
Wait, Sean, what was the first one that you said?
Let's just start this again. Let's start the blind round again.
Okay, go!
Awesome. Nice. Now, obviously, the next one, it has
Fuck,
to
I
be
don't
on
agree
here
with
because
my
we're
list.
talking about it, is Spider Noir. We have to
Oh,
rank
interesting.
Spider Noir in here.
What the
Not-
fuck?
Yeah, not
Oh,
the Amazing
fuck.
Spider-Man
What?
1. There's now Spider
Oh,
Noir.
fuck!
Okay, I've got this.
Exactly.
I have got like nothing
Two
but
spaces
extremes
left.
left.
Yeah, exactly. It's either the worst thing you've ever seen, or is it mid?
Oh no!
Yeah, completely changed the flip of the blind rank. But
I'm
for
fairly
a
happy
second
with my
first.
ranking so far. I'm the only one having a good time here.
Oh, I'm so happy for you, Scott. I'm so glad this is your favorite segment.
I've got it in. I've got it
I'm
in.
having a
I've got it
Really
in
fun.
too. I've got it in. Are we ready to fight? See
Yes.
I feel like I'm gonna
I,
have some
I'm not happy
controversial
with where he's
rankings here.
placed, but
I got some controversial rankings. Here,
Uh,
for sure.
Nice. So our final Spider-Man that we're having to Frank, and it's going to be probably putting your
Frank.
only slot left, is Across the Spider-Verse.
okay, I'm happy with that.
Okay, this is.
I was
Alright,
saving
I
this
guess
spot
this-
for it.
This is our blind rank.
I'm not
Yeah.
happy with this one.
Yeah.
You say you're unhappy with that one.
Yeah.
Scott's happy apart from that one rank.
Yeah, just this one. Just this one.
Brilliant.
There's maybe I think there's 2 or 3 that I'm not happy with. The rest I'm pretty happy.
I'm
with.
kind of the
Yeah.
same. Sean's a bastard for throwing Spider Noir in there, but
Yeah, I
for
was
everything
expecting
else,
it.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I fucked up one placement. I would
well,
swap.
the whole
two-
title is Nicolas Cage the best Spider-Man? I had
Yes.
to throw
I know,
him
but
in
you
the
said
blind
Spider-Man
rank.
movies.
You said
I
movies.
I asked you.
You even threw it animated to throw us off.
Yeah, that's right. I bamboozled you all.
You're
Bamboozled
a
you all.
bamboozling bastard.
I had
Joker
to. I had
2.
to. Okay. I'm excited.
Joker 2.
Joker. Yeah, let's
I was
blind
saying
rank
that
Joker
real.
movies.
God damn it.
It would have been mental if I just went, okay, now Face Off, guys. What do you think of Face Off as a Spider-Man movie?
That's number 1. That's
Yeah.
number 1, baby.
Okay, so
Bless you.
Into the Spider-Verse. Matthew, what did you put?
Wait, no,
We're-
I thought we
we're
were
going
doing
from
it that
10
way.
to
We're
1.
just going down from 10.
10 to
Oh, yeah,
1.
we gotta go from
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta go from 10. I
Yeah,
totally
yeah,
forgot
yeah.
the whole rules of it.
Yeah.
So number 10, guys, I've put I've actually, yeah, where is it? Yeah, I've put
He's
Amazing
fucked up.
Spider-Man.
Lost
I've
his
put
list.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh,
That is number
interesting.
10.
Yeah, that wasn't on the
Yeah.
list though, because you had Amazing Spider-Man 2,
Yeah, that's
but
why
you
I
never
put
said
10.
Amazing.
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2, but 10. Man, 210,
Okay.
yeah.
Gee,
Okay, yeah.
Willikers.
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is my number 10 because it's just the worst. The writing's garbage, the villain arc's terrible. Apart from Andrew Garfield's suit looking the best it's ever been, minus No Way Home, the whole film's garbage. It's just bad.
Cool. Who's
Yeah.
next?
Ewan, what's your number 10?
Me. This is the only one I'm unhappy with because I would swap it with something else. But Spider-Man 3 is what I put.
Oh,
interesting.
Well, because
Interesting.
I wouldn't rank it as the worst anymore because there's still plenty of things I really like about it. But the more I think, it's the only film I always watch, and I just get annoyed. I just like the other ones. I can always look at it from the good stuff. The thing I've got to remember to do: never watch Spider-Man 3 after just watching 1 and 2. Yeah. Save Spider-Man 3 from like a one-off, like, oh, let's throw it on. This is fun. But like compare it's. But I did this. I did this recently where I was like, I'm gonna look at this completely as a fun standalone movie, but I find it impossible to do if I've just like after watching 1 and 2 because the writing is just and the story and the story and the characters is what pisses me off the most. It's not even all the characters and such. It's just the fact that, like, I'm sorry, Sam Raimi, the problem was the studio throwing all of these villains and trying to shoehorn Venom and shit in there. That stuff I thought you actually did pretty good. It was a little hard to balance all the villains. Sure, it's the fucking characters in the normal life, like Mary Jane, Harry, Peter. Doesn't make fucking sense. Don't like it. It annoys me. That's it. I don't like Spider-Man.
Ewan's hot take: Spider-Man 3 sucks.
It annoys me.
Worst one ever. Deserves number 10 in Ewan's rank. Okay, Scott, what's your number 10? What did you put?
TASM 2, which I'm completely fine with. It's the worst.
Yeah, we're back on the same wavelength at long last, Scott. We're back on the same wavelength.
The only one with this opinion.
Yeah. All right. I don't think we need to hear why you think it should be there. Matthew, what's your number 10? Because I'm
believe it or not, I also have TASM 2. It's a dog shit movie. It's pure drivel. Like, Spider-Man 3 has a lot of flaws, but I would say that it's still fun at times to watch.
Oh yeah.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is insulting to the audience. It thinks everyone watching it's a huge dumb idiot.
Yeah.
You know.
It's dumb. It's a terrible film. And yeah, Spider-Man 3 is great in its own merit. So, number 9. Now, this was interesting for me. I don't necessarily agree with it, but it is here. Number 9, I put Far From Home.
Okay.
Yeah.
As low as that.
It's because everything else, that's what I said. I could see the list and I was also struggling. But Far From Home, it is a great film. Like, it's not terrible, minus what Scott thinks of the Italians.
No, that's Ewan.
Yeah, Scott, why do you hate those Italians?
Ewan hates Italians.
I can't believe you throw out an opinion like that. That's so completely out of order.
Perfect for clipping. But yeah, no, it's a fun film. It's an alright movie. I mean, the character stuff with Mary Jane and Peter Parker in Far From Home is fun. And also Jake Gyllenhaal is also great as Mysterio. There's a really fun sequence with like the Mysterio illusion stuff in that movie too. But yeah, it's number 9, I guess.
On longer.
Yeah, me too. Matthew, what did you put for number 9?
Okay, so this is 100% my most controversial ranking. I disagree with myself putting it at number 9. However, I also don't feel too bad because it's not one that I would actually rank that highly.
Okay.
But at number 9, I have Across the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
Which is the second Spider-Verse movie. I love the animation in this film. I think it's absolutely stunning. I think the story is much worse than the first film, and I hate that it ends on a cliffhanger that's apparently never getting resolved because the third film's just never coming out.
Yeah, exactly.
It is good. I don't think it's as balls to the wall amazing as everybody says it is. I wasn't as taken with it personally, but I also don't believe it deserves to be ranked at number 9. I have Spider-Man 3 above this, so you know, like it's a bit lower than I'd like it to be, but I live with it. Across the Spider-Verse.
Matthew was saving that spot for TASM.
I really was.
I also saved my spot for TASM as well. Scott.
You wrote the list!
Sean bamboozled himself with Nicolas Cage.
I did. I was honestly like, as I was writing mine up, I was like, oh fuck, it's been a while since I've actually looked at the script. It's been a while since I looked at my own script. Scott, what's your number 9?
Mine is Spider-Man 3, which I completely agree with this blind ranking. Yeah, it's a terrible movie, but it also has some really fucking outstanding sequences, like the sequence where Sandman is born, where he's holding the fucking whatever you fucking call it. It's fucking amazing, that sequence alone. The sand physics also, like, that's great special effects for 2007. And also it is goofy as hell. You could have fun with it. You could get drunk and just have a fucking great time. Make a drinking game out of it. It's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, 100%. All right, Ewan, what's your number 9?
Me, I still agree with this, but it's going to be a controversial opinion. Spider-Man Homecoming.
Ah,
okay,
interesting.
wow, that is pretty controversial.
Yeah.
I've tried so many times, I just can't, like, everyone sings the praises about Homecoming. It's just never hit for me. I think it's purely
I just
because
watched it the other day. Yeah.
It's purely just because it's...
Matthew's insulted. Yeah, Matt, you already mentioned this, Matthew. Mention it again to emphasize your point.
I think it's just because it's, again, despite it trying to be the grounded story of Spider-Man, he's still traveling America. He's using, it's all this like otherworldly tech stuff. He's using Stark tech and trying to figure out a Stark suit. He's not, any of the stuff he does himself, it's because he's been told, no, you can't have that suit. And then he goes and crashes a jet plane. It just, everyone talks about it being like the most grounded of Spider-Man stories. And it just makes me a little sad because that really paints a picture for how very ungrounded the Tom Holland's Spider-Man is. He's constantly doing some kind of cosmic level shit, and it's just never stuck with me.
To defend the film a little bit, I think the arc in the movie, it's like said explicitly by Iron Man in it, is if he can't be Spider-Man without the suit, he doesn't deserve to have the suit. You know, if he's nothing like, and so he gets given all this funny flash shiny lights. He gets to be an Avenger. He's all excited by it, but he like is still a kid, and he has to go through that arc of learning what actually does it mean to be Spider-Man. You know, like, is it all the flashy toys or is it being a hero? And I think that the film handles that arc so fucking well.
I agree with that. Absolutely. I 100% do. I think that there is a definitive character arc. It's not like they were just like throwing out all this cool like stuff to Iron Man and references and blah blah blah. My problem with it is that doesn't feel like a Spider-Man character arc to me. That seems like a fucking an Iron Man side character side movie story. Or you could throw any sidekick superhero, and it would work as a thing. It's like, oh, Tony Stark's protege. It doesn't feel like a Spider-Man movie.
Fair enough.
Delete it. Delete that opinion.
Yeah, delete the opinion.
I have a feeling there's been a lot of deleted
Homecoming's
opinions.
A number 9.
I ranked Across the Spider-Verse at number 9. So like, what can I say? You know?
Yeah, exactly. I think after what I thrown in there, I don't think anyone will have a leg to stand on. Where Spider Noir is going to be for people.
Yeah, I know.
My number 8 was Across the Spider-Verse. It's great, like you said, Matthew.
Hell yeah.
It's a really, really good film, but like with every other Spider-Man that's been like thrown at us, it just got placed here. But like I do like the film a lot. Like I think the animation's fantastic. The story, even though it does end on a cliffhanger, it is really good, and I do hope that we do get to see Beyond the Spider-Verse. That would be pretty sick. But I also just like Miles's like sort of arc in this movie as well. He goes through a lot, especially like learning more about like the other Spider-Mans that he does come into contact with as well. I just think in itself, the stylization and the soundtrack's also really good in that movie too. I think it's cool. But number 8, I guess.
What was your number
Scott,
9?
What did you put for number?
My
number 9.
Did you say?
Yeah, my number 9
9
was Far From Home.
Okay, you didn't talk about that movie.
Yeah, he did. He spoke about like the whole Mysterio stuff and.
Okay.
I said you hate Italians. You got it completely wrong, Scott. I said you hated the Italians, even though it was Ewan.
Yeah, you completely delete it from your memory because you hate the Italians so much.
You deleted my opinion, Scott. You deleted my opinion completely out of your mind.
My number 8.
Men in Black style.
My number 8 is accidentally Across the Spider-Verse. I would rate this much higher.
I'm so glad that everyone also hates this film. Like me.
Scott, again, we're also the same mindset.
I really fucking loved this movie, man. It is a bit too sweaty in terms of like lore. The whole movie is, oh, this is a canon event. This is a canon event. It gets a bit too sweaty in terms of like
too sweaty for my liking. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
It's a really fun movie. I really do love this movie.
It's not like, it's like packed with lore. It's like, this is sweaty with lore. Like,
it's trying too hard, this movie. Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, that's fantastic. We've got the same ranking so far, Scott. I wonder if we'll have the exact same blind rank by the end of this. Matthew, what's your number 8?
My number 8, I have Spider-Man 3, which I think I think it's a very fun movie. I think I probably have more fun with it than Ewan, definitely, by the sounds of it, and maybe the same level as Scott, though I don't think I need to be drunk to enjoy Spider-Man 3. It hits the same level of like campness as like that I enjoy in things like the prequels and stuff. Like I love when things get wacky and like over the top and very, very silly. I think what drags it down is when it tries to take itself too seriously at parts, with the Mary Jane stuff and whatever like that. I've like blacked that from my mind. All I remember is the fun scenes in Spider-Man 3. Awesome fucking badass black Spider-Man suit. So goddamn cool.
So
One
cool.
of the best superhero poster of all time.
It's iconic.
Spider-Man.
It's so iconic. They've
Absolutely,
recreated it for the Spider Noir show. Has anyone seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's
No,
really
I haven't.
cool.
No,
I will
it sounds
keep
cool.
talking. I'll
Ben
find it.
Riley with like the same sort of like shot, but then on the other side of the reflection, it's like Spider Noir. It's pretty fucking awesome.
But
it's so badass.
there's a lot to like in Spider-Man 3, but it is
more.
a film with flaws, and there are a lot more better Spider-Man movies, which is why I stuck at number 8. Wish I kind of stuck it at 9, but here you go. You live with your mistakes.
Fair enough. Absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the picture right there. For you guys to
Oh,
see.
yeah.
You
Very
feel free
cool.
to put this in, Matthew. If you want the audience to see what it looks like too. It's pretty sick.
I think Google.
Yeah. All right, Ewan, what was your number 8?
My number 8 was Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Wow.
They all kind of they can be easily interchanged for me, on that I can never really settle, because Matthew does make good points. That's exactly the same thing that happened to me when it had been a very, very long time since I'd seen Spider-Man 3, at least a good 5 years, and I was starting to think the same things of like, all I can remember is the fun camps and stuff. Is like in the dancing scene down the street used to make me cringe so much as a kid, and now I laugh every time I see it. I love the black suit scene. I all of that stuff is great. And then as soon as I get into the story and we're right into the Peter Parker, Mary Jane, it just immediately kills it for me every time.
Fair, yeah.
But Amazing Spider-Man 2, the reason I chose that is because, again, it's just, this is where Andrew if No Way Home never happened, this was the movie for me that really made Andrew Garfield shine for me as like, okay, they're trying a little harder to show off his Spider-Man. They're giving him the proper suit. He's going out saving people properly. He's like, every time he's in the suit, I'm never bored. It almost washes away everything that's happened in it, because he just personifies him so good. Yes, it's definitely a film I've not seen as often, because it's not good, but it's so I'm probably forgetting a few things as well. There's definitely everything to do with Harry is just dumb and stupid and rushed.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Andrew Garfield sells Spider-Man so well for me that that's
fair.
Number 8.
That's absolutely fair. Absolutely fair. My number 7, I don't really agree with, but like, it is what it is. Well, I guess maybe Spider Noir is what I put for number 7. It's
Okay.
as much as I really like Nick Cage, it's just the blind rank is the blind rank, and he's number 7, I guess. I really like the show itself. I think it's awesome. I think he does a great job at what he does. And his whole arc is Ben Reilly. I think we've pretty much discussed that, but yeah. He's number 7 for me, I guess. Scott, what did you put?
I just had it. My phone went blank. Far From Home. It's probably definitely the worst Holland movie for sure. When you take away the whole New York element of Spider-Man, it's very distracting that he's not in New York, you know. And also, Mysterio as a villain is also very distracting because I'm spending the entire movie just waiting for it to be finally revealed that he is the villain. The whole act of him being the good guy goes on way too long when he is like one of the most iconic Spider-Man villains. Like it is. Yeah,
it's like making Green Goblin a good guy for the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's so much of the movie where it's just it reminds me of Agent Cody Banks with Frankie Muniz from Malcolm in the Middle, where it's just he's just fucking around with like spy gadgets for too long in that movie. The whole fucking sequence with the bus and the drones is just so ridiculous and just it's not a good movie. I just can't stand it.
All right, Matthew, what's your number 7?
My number 7 is Spider-Man Far From Home. I agree with all of the points that Scott said. It was going to be what I said as well. I remember watching that film, and for like the first hour of that film, I'm like, okay, we're doing all of the elementals? I thought we would do like one, and then fast forward to, oh, Mysterio's the bad guy. What a reveal. We all saw that coming because it's so fucking obvious from set go when he's introduced as a character that he's the villain of it. And they just treat it as normal. They just tease it out. They go through all these giant rock monsters that nobody gives a shit about. I never buy into the threat of anything in that film until like the very end when he's got that show off against Mysterio and you get that cool trippy sequence. And I'm like, why the fuck wasn't this the entire film? Why did I have to sit through all of that stuff beforehand to get to the actual good bit, which lasts 5 seconds? You know, like it is a movie with flaws. It's still got some good bits to it. I think the performances are good. The effects are good. Mysterio himself by Jake Gyllenhaal, or Mysterio as Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. It's an illusion. I thought
Master Illusion is he made you believe he is Jake Gyllenhaal.
I thought that stuff was all good. But yeah, it's got some major flaws in it for sure. Major flaws.
Definitely. But yeah, no, I absolutely agree. What about you, Ewan?
I got lambasted by Sean's stinkiness, and I put Spider Noir as my number 7. I would not put it as number 7. I would definitely rate him at least 1 or 2 higher than that.
Definitely in top 5. He should be at least.
I would say. Potentially, I don't know. This list is, I fucking hate blind rankings.
But they're so fun. You don't know what's coming unless you write.
I'm gonna hate this segment forever. I'm gonna hate it forever.
All right, so we're now moving on. Oh, sorry, Ewan.
No, because I'm not gonna defend it because I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Fair enough. So number 6, I put Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh.
I like it.
Okay.
It's, I mean, as an animated film, it's also banging. I really like all the characters in it. It's fantastic. I like the Prowler in that movie a lot. I think he's really, really cool. And just in general, like the whole vibe of it was so fun. Like it was like a Spider-Man film that felt like, because it was animated, there was a lot more they could do with it, especially with like a lot like the cool like gags and quips, a lot of fun like action sequences. They were able to like do a lot of graffiti artwork in general, which I really, really appreciated. And it was like the debut of Nick Cage's Spider Noir, so what's not to love about it? It was a good time. I definitely need to give it a rewatch because it has been a while since I have watched Into the Spider-Verse, but a solid film all around, and no qualms, like no complaints about it whatsoever. Ewan, what did you put for number 6?
We're going me next. Far From Home was my number 6. Because yes, a lot of the points that Matthew and Scott make, I sort of agree with, but despite what I said earlier about like Spider-Man like traveling the world is a bit weird, when he was I don't know, it just, I think it's because the references they threw in were not as big and large to me. Like we threw in like a bit of like nostalgia with throwing Nick Fury as the big MCU cameo for this Spider-Man movie, and I'm like, this feels like classic MCU. That's the type of person I wanted to be. Spider-Man's like person he proteges under and all that stuff. Yes, it drags out a fair bit, but I liked how they tried to be a little bit more comic accurate in this movie. Now this is where I feel like they started being a lot with Civil War and everything else that had come before it. They were focusing very heavily on Iron Man. This was the movie where they were really taking a step back from him being Iron Boy Jr. And I really enjoyed the fight. I feel like it's a thing that everyone's kind of forgotten about, but the fight sequence at the end that he does with the drones, I think is like, that's where they really knocked the park out cool. with the cinematography and such. Because they don't really have they kind of have a swinging sequence at the end of the film, but it doesn't feel like a proper swinging sequence in my opinion. But the whole thing around the battle around the bridge, I just thought was really clever. It was him. It was all him.
Nice.
Just it felt like more Spider-Man that time.
Hell yeah. No, that's cool. Matthew, what did you put for your number 6?
My number 6 is Spider-Man No Way Home, which is the third Tom Holland movie. I think it's very fun. I think it also has a lot of flaws to it. I think it's pretty unapproachable if you haven't seen the previous 10 and 1,000 Spider-Man films. Like, if this is your first Spider-Man film, I think you're going to be like, what the fuck does any of this mean? You know, I feel like it's definitely taking a lot of inspiration from the success that was Into the Spider-Verse. And it's like, oh, well, we can just do this again, but in live action. So it's kind of like a double dip happening with Spider-Man. But the nostalgia factor definitely plays for me. The emotional bits hit for me because, you know, I have that connection with Spider-Man from growing up with him as being a kid. These are my Spider-Man coming back. Oh my god, that's awesome. You get Willem Dafoe doing even better as Green Goblin.
Yes,
he's fucking insanely good in this film.
He's amazing. He just knocks out of the park. Even
I love him so
absolutely crazy performance from him, while everyone else's performances kind of felt shoot in. Also, the film has an issue of, like, I never believe anybody's in the room together at the same time. And like, everybody was shot so separately and pasted in afterwards that there's just a real disconnect of energy that I don't feel like they're bouncing off each other in a room, you know?
You mean CGI Sandman wasn't there the whole time?
Sadness of filming during COVID.
But it was still very fun. But that's my number 6.
Awesome. Yeah. What about you, Scott? What'd you pick
I'm
for
also
6?
No Way Home. I agree a lot with Matthew's
fucking
points.
go.
It is a fun as hell movie, but on rewatch, it just keeps getting worse and worse, in my opinion. The movie spends way too long before you actually do get to the fireworks factory with the 3 Spider-Man teaming up. You know, it takes way too long. It's also a little bit too nostalgia heavy for other movies outside of Tom Holland's franchise, which is my issue. We're not doing good enough with Tom Holland here, so let's throw in Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield cameos, because let's just go ahead and do that. There's nothing.
That could
But there's also a whole issue with there's two. It's a very applause heavy movie, where in the UK we don't fucking applaud at movies, we don't clap or cheer. There's so many moments where it's just silence, where we're expecting the audience to go applause.
Yeah.
It's like with Big Bang Theory, you know, there's pauses every 10 seconds.
The sitcom beats there. Take the hint. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fun movie. It's just flawed. Every time I watch it, I see more and more flaws with it. But
that's fair. I mean, it is quite a nostalgia-heavy film. But yeah, I think it's quite a fun one. But again, not a film I have rewatched like a lot, probably like 3 or 4 times. But like, you know, I do enjoy it. Number 5, I put No Way Home at for number 5. It is a fun film. I think I agree with what Matthew says. The emotional weight of the Spider-Man coming back does resonate with me. I really like what they did with it. It wasn't just like, oh, they were a cameo and then they fucked off. They actually made them a big integral part of the story, and they actually get to fight all together. The sequences of all of them together is amazing. The chemistry between all of the Spider-Men is amazing. Like, I just think that the film itself, it could have been way more nostalgia baiting and way more like, oh, let's just get all of our old fans back for the sake of it because we're Marvel and we want money. They actually did try to make the film, you know, something that would be enjoyable for people, and something that, you know, I guess you could try and come in as a newcomer, but like you said, Matthew, you're going to be very confused if this is your very first introduction to Spider-Man and immediately been put into all multiversal sort of stuff. But I think if you're a Spider-Man fan, you're well established within what Spider-Man is, and you grew up with every other Spider-Man before Tom Holland, I think you generally will just like this film, because it does everything right, in my personal opinion.
I really like the first fight scene with Green Goblin when they're in the apartment and he's like power bombing him through the walls and shit. It's so goddamn cool.
I just love Holland fighting Dafoe's Green Goblin in general. I think those two acting together was amazing.
Yeah, they work so well. Yeah, so fucking good together.
Absolutely. Scott, what did you pick for number 5?
I've got the original Spider-Man. It is a
really interesting.
It's a fucking really good movie. I don't think it quite goes to the level of great. I think that's the sequel. Spoiler alert. But it's one of the movies that kicked off a whole superhero genre. Also, we had Superman, we had Batman in like the 70s and 80s, but after that, the superhero movies really dipped. I mean, you had X-Men in 2000, followed by Spider-Man.
Blade in 98.
Yeah, but the thing with Blade is most people don't recognize it as a superhero movie.
Yeah.
It's a vampire movie first and foremost. I'm really looking forward to that Blade movie with Mahershala Ali.
I think it's been cancelled now.
That's going to be so good.
There's only ever going to be one Blade.
But yeah, it does. It's one of those movies where it's a superhero origin, and it works perfectly. Willem Dafoe is fucking fantastic as Green Goblin. He is amazing as both Harry Osborn and the Green Goblin. The whole cast is great. Aunt May, the best Aunt May we've had on screen.
Hands down. Yeah, her Aunt May is amazing.
It's a fucking excellent movie. It's fun.
Hell yeah.
You were talking about No Way Home. I completely started because Matthew had just said No Way Home. It completely threw me off, and I just started imagining everything you were saying was about No Way Home and not the original Spider-Man. Yes, I agree. The Aunt May, best on-screen Aunt May by far. Yes, Jesus.
Yeah, she was pretty excellent.
She's still alive.
Dafoe's.
She is.
Crazy.
It's mental.
Really?
She's like in her 90s. Yes.
Oh my god! Wow.
She still does very small theater stuff as well.
Wheel her back out. Throw her back into Spider-Man.
Oh my god! Brilliant. Matthew, what's your number 5?
My number 5, keeping the Tom Holland train going, is Spider-Man Homecoming. That is, I think, the best Tom Holland Spider-Man film. I really, really enjoy it. I have a lot of fun with it. I like the callbacks to like American high school movies, especially like Ferris Bueller and stuff, which it does very much on the nose. I love the color in the film. Spider-Man with that yellow varsity jacket on. Holy shit. That just looks stunning. I like Iron Man being his mentor in it because, Iron Man starts the MCU and Spider-Man's kind of the guy that's going to be the face continuing it, or what they kind of hope it to be. I think the action is great in it. I think the Vulture is a really interesting villain in it, although it does set up the trope that every villain is because of Iron Man. Yep. But that's also like the entire MCU is because of Iron Man, there's a lot of things that I like in Spider-Man Homecoming. It's still not a perfect movie. There's still definitely some issues with it. But I think the performances are great. And also, like, being the third Spider-Man reboot after, like, a handful of years, it has really fucking hard expectations to meet.
Yes.
And I think it manages to do that well. It skips over the Spider-Man origin stuff we already know. It's just we've got Spider-Man, let's go straight into the action. I enjoyed it, but number 5.
I'll cut it some slack that you make a good point that it's like trying to live up to the expectations of there's already been 2 previous Spider-Man movies before this, so they try to go as far. They try to make it as different as they can to make it stand
How do you make
out.
this one different? Yeah.
I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like they just went a little bit too much. But that's just preference of opinion. I think this is an MCU Spider-Man. rather
It
than
is, and it does a good job at being
Spider-Man
an
to
MCU
me.
Spider-Man, because like I do also like Tony Stark being his like mentor, because he's like passing on the torch, like Matthew says, like he's going to be the new face of the Avengers possibly, and he has to learn all these like expectations, what it means to be a hero, what it means to be an Avenger, what that stands for in the MCU in general. And Michael Keaton as Vulture is awesome, like just amazing.
Yeah. And then like I really like the ending to it where like Iron Man sees him as another version of himself, and if he was there, he'd be like, I'm in the Avengers now, and he sets that up for Spider-Man, but Spider-Man makes the mature choice that Tony never would, to be like, I need to focus on myself. I need to be like local Spider-Man. Yeah, not an Avenger. And then you see all the reporters and stuff, and Tony Stark's like, oh, well, fuck, yeah, I knew that all the time. That was the whole point.
That was the lesson.
Local Spider-Man. Local Spider-Man, and then he immediately goes to Italy.
Immediately. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm just talking about this one film. Look, I had Far From Home at number 7 for a reason. Yeah.
We're definitely not going to count the fact that next time we see him on screen is fighting a big monster that takes him into space. In Avengers Infinity War.
Exactly.
Totally local superhero.
Local superhero Spider-Man stuff. Yeah, totally not an Avenger. Ewan, what did you put for number 5?
Keeping the Tom Holland train going. I got No Way Home as my number 5.
Nice.
Because I do. Again, I think with each progressive Spider-Man Tom Holland movie, they make it more and more a Spider-Man movie as it goes. And yes, they fucking nostalgia train. They used a lot of nostalgia bait for bringing like old characters back, but I feel like they didn't force feed it to you, in my opinion. Definitely some of the characters didn't really need to be there. They were just doing it just to finally have the Sinister Six on screen, but. Some characters
been trying so hard to get that.
They've been gagging for it.
Amazing Spider-Man 2 was just like, please, Sinister Six.
Please. They're gonna be the new Avengers, but we're edgy and bad guys. But with like some of the characters, they used it to like rejuvenate, to like give them a bit of a redemption. Like Electro got a completely revamp. It's like if we'd gotten that Electro in Amazing Spider-Man 2, probably would have been a lot better. But especially Willem Dafoe, I agree with that, is that he both was and wasn't the same character. In like Tobey Maguire's one, he was just going for the whole vibe. They were going for like cheesy, campy, this is the 60s, like classic Green Goblin. He's like, I'm gonna get you, Spider-Man. And then by No Way Home, he honestly, I believe, to be one of the like more sinister Spider-Man villains we've had on screen by far.
Yeah.
He like raises the stakes, despite the fact that like important characters have been killed in the films before, like Gwen in Amazing Spider-Man 2 and such. Again, killed by Green Goblin. I don't know why, but he just hits that state of like the fight in the apartment complex is still just so burned into my brain.
It's amazing.
I love it so much because yes, there's all that nostalgia based stuff, but everything they do with Dafoe and Tom Holland's arc from that point on, where like he tries to redeem them and like cure them all, and then like, nah, I'm gonna kill Aunt May, and like all goes to shit. And that whole scene of like the rain when like he's standing in front of J. Jonah Jameson's jumbotron of like calling him a menace and all that, all of that stuff. They perfectly put Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield into the scene. Like they could have like just jumped them in right at the end, then it would have been that like, nostalgia bait, the Spider-Man are all together, who are you guys? We're gonna help you. But no, they make it fit the character, and I think it's because this is how they told Tom Holland's Peter Parker Spider-Man origin story. That was the thing that bugged me the most about MCU, is that I'm pretty sure Uncle Ben just doesn't exist in the MCU.
Yeah.
I'm almost convinced he doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And it pissed me off for so long because they were like teetering on the edge of it, because that's Uncle Ben's case he has in Far From Home, but they never say it. And it's just, I was like, does he exist? Does he not? What are you trying to do here? And then they finally say, okay, it was our plan all along. This entire time it's been the Spider-Man origin story. Aunt May, the great responsibility. That was what we were aiming for the whole time, for sure. It definitely felt shoehorned in, but I can yammer on about it for a while. But No Way Home.
I love the lab scene in that film with all the Peter Parkers
all of
in the
them,
lab.
Yeah, no, that
so
was good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that as well.
Yeah, it's a fantastic film, and like I do like that they used Maguire and Garfield in a good way to be like, this is how you book. This is just what Spider-Man is. You're gonna go through trauma. You're gonna lose people, but it's about how you deal with it going forward.
You make a good point there. That's the last quick thing I will say is that I at first was worried when they brought them both in because they very clearly didn't want to develop Maguire and Garfield's story outside of their original movies. Maguire is literally like, oh, it's just the same guy. Nothing has happened to him in all these years. He's still the same character. It's literally
Like
this is him
47,
yeah. This is him like maybe 2 months after Spider-Man 3 when it's been like over 10 years. But Garfield, they were like, okay, we've got to do something at least a little bit, and they used that movie to completely redeem him. Anyone who really didn't like Garfield, I don't know why you would think that, but anyone who didn't like Garfield as Spider-Man, everyone's opinion was immediately changed after No Way Home.
Absolutely.
They may have used nostalgia, but they used it in a classy way.
Awesome. Nice. So let's move on to number 4 of our blind ranking. I can't believe we're only at number 4. There's so much Spider-Man
long
to still
show.
talk about. Yeah, long show.
I take blame. I take blame for a lot of that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So my number 4 is Homecoming. I agree with a lot of what Matthew says. Like, Homecoming is one of my favorite Tom Holland movies as well. They do a great job at, even though they do like kind of not give him like an origin story necessarily, I kind of like that they just jump him straight into being Spider-Man. We know who Spider-Man is. I like that we got to see a live action Vulture, because I knew from Sam Raimi's original days his Spider-Man 4 was gonna have Vulture. So the fact that we got that, I was really happy with it. And I just think it hits all the beats that his Spider-Man needs to learn, what it means to be a hero, not to have all the cool fancy gadgets. He's just having to learn to be this hero. Even though he's got these powers, he does have to have some great responsibility. Tom Holland Spider-Man all the way. Homecoming, good time. Top 4
It also completes the Michael Keaton Bird trilogy. 'Cause you have him as Batman, and then you have him as Birdman, and then you have him as Vulture. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's an amazing trilogy of Michael Keaton for sure. And also, I think it's amazing to have Keaton in a Marvel Spider-Man movie. It was, as the villain too, was cool. Batman fighting Tom Holland. What more could you want? Yeah.
The scene when he's in the car,
I was gonna say,
figuring out that he the fucking traffic lights change to green when he gets it. It's
I only saw that recently. I didn't even realize that was the thing, that they used the traffic light turning green. That was clever.
It's so good, yeah.
Yeah, that scene is very menacing as well, because you just feel Keaton's presence of, oh my god, he's gonna murder this child right now. Like, he's just gonna kill him. So good. Okay, what about you, Matthew? What did you put for your number 4?
My number 4 is Into the Spider-Verse, which I think is it's a very good movie. It's a lot of fun. The animation is stunning to it. It really, saying Spider-Man's in the mainstream is like it always is, but there was like huge movement for animated cinema. Like, this was like people fucking went to go see this. It made a ton of money, and now every animated film looks like this one. Yeah, so it
was the first animated film to beat Disney at the Oscars in a long time.
Wow, yeah, crazy. But it's really damn good. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, I don't really have too much to say on it. It's just a solid film. I like Miles Morales. The animation is obviously stunning. The soundtrack is great. It's a good time. It's a good time.
Definitely, I absolutely agree. Ewan.
Oh, no, me. 4, I thought please. Let's go, Scott. Across the Spider-Verse, I would maybe, again, blind ranking, no stinky, no likey. But I have not seen Across the Spider-Verse in a while, so I may be looking at it with rose-tinted glasses. But because there's definitely points that I'm probably just forgotten, but it was gorgeous. I feel like it upped a lot of my problems that I initially had with Into the Spider-Verse when I first watched it. It was like very safe. And then this one fully felt like, okay, no, this is a Spider-Verse story that you're telling. Into the Spider-Verse was like just introducing the mainstream audience to the concept of multiverse, because I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's one of the first movies, even before the MCU, that properly introduces multiverse.
It was the multiverse saga for sure. It began with Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, because no one else had really introduced that as a main, not even like a reference, but like the main story point is the multiverse. So I understand why they had to play it a lot more safe with this one, but Across the Spider-Verse I feel like really nailed that properly. It threw in a ton of references. I think if you're a Spider-Man fan, there's so many references in this movie. It's fantastic. Yes, I get why people hate the cliffhanger at the end of the film. At the time, I understand why they said at the time, oh yeah, the next movie's going to come out next year in 2024.
I don't understand why they lied about that.
I know why. Look at how pissed off people were that they had to wait an entire year to how big that cliffhanger was. People would be seething if they knew they had to wait as long as they have now. They have to wait like at least 4 or 5 years for the next one.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nuts.
It's a bad idea.
But it definitely feels like, I think I want to be really optimistic and hope that when this next movie comes out, it'll be worth it, because when you watch them properly, you literally go from 2 immediately into 3, and it just slides that perfectly.
They're gonna have to do some spectacular things for Beyond the Spider-Verse, because we have waited a long time, so they're gonna have to do some really crazy stuff.
Yeah, they really upped their game with the animation, such as like Hobie Brown, like Spider-Punk. The animation they did for that, where they took old classic punk rock magazines and integrate that into the style of how he moved and such. So clever,
amazing, so cool. All right, Scott, what about your number 4?
I'll do this one quick, because we are approaching 2 hours, and this is
yeah, it's probably going to be the last section to be 4. I did not expect this one to be so long.
But my number 4 is Spider-Man Homecoming. It's the only Tom Holland Spider-Man movie that I feel strikes the perfect balance between exploring Peter Parker's personal life and Peter Parker's life as Spider-Man. What I fucking love about Spider-Man comics is the Peter Parker stuff is almost just as important as the superhero stuff. Like, Peter Parker going on dates with Liz Allen is important to Peter Parker. And that's what a lot of Spider-Man movies misses, is the Peter Parker human element, which is far more interesting to me than the whole superhero stuff sometimes gets. That sequence, as you said, the whole sequence where Vulture is starting to pick together the pieces of this must be Spider-Man. I'm driving around. My daughter's date is Spider-Man. That whole sequence is phenomenal. I do have some issues with the movie. It is a bit too, like, there's a scene where they reference Ferris Bueller's Day Off, where Spider-Man is running through different gardens, and then they don't trust the audience to pick up on the reference, so they have to have a TV playing Ferris Bueller in that. Or some weird stuff like that, which I don't like, but yeah, I really like this movie. It's a lot.
It feels very executive, like they showed off the scene to a bunch of execs, and they're like, "Oh, that's cool, yeah." Oh, that's a Ferris Bueller reference. Oh, the audience aren't gonna get that.
I didn't get that, so you should probably put in something. Yeah, it's a bit nuts. But let's quickly move on to number 3, because I cannot believe how long this segment alone has taken. It's crazy. But my number 3 is Spider-Man, the first one, Tobey Maguire.
Nice.
It's up there. I mean, like Scott said, it started off like a lot of the superhero stuff. The first Spider-Man film in general is great. I mean, Dafoe as Goblin, amazing. Like all the stuff that we see with like Spider-Man trying to actually balance out his life. And I also really like the starting sequence when he's like trying to become Spider-Man. He's in the wrestling arena and he's actually trying to figure out what he actually wants to do as Spider-Man. And then we see him actually like do a vengeful thing as Spider-Man, and he's like, I don't actually feel any better about it. Uncle Ben was right. Fuck, I have to be a hero. And there's just so much of that film that you're like, God. Like, Sam Raimi understood the assessment of when he was given, like, to Spider-Man in general. Like, I think he just does a really, really good job. And, like, a lot of, like, the creepier sort of horror elements in Spider-Man 1 and 2 in general, I think are just really, really good because it's Raimi. Like, I just think he does a good job at, like, settling the tone of when Spider-Man needs to be serious, it's serious. And then out of nowhere, you have Dafoe trying to pick at the food, and then, like, Aunt May's like, don't touch that. And, like, that whole scene is just incredible. There's so many, like, layers of how sinister Dafoe is in that, but also on the surface, it's just a man trying to eat food. But that hunger for wanting more, you're like, oh, God, such a good villain. Love it. But yeah, no, I voted Spider-Man 1 as number 3. Scott, what did you put?
My number 3 is Spider Noir, which is too high on this list for me. I'm sorry. I would put it down. This would be down because obviously this is a blind ranking. It's a really fun show. It's just I don't feel as much personal connection to any of the characters. The cast is a lot of fun. I love the vibes of a noir. It's shot really well. It's a very good show. Yeah, it's one of the best Marvel shows I've seen in a while. You know, it's one of the best comic book shows I've seen in a while because even DC is a bit iffy. But number 3, Spider Noir.
Nice. What about you, Ewan? What did you put for number 3?
Number 3 for me was Into the Spider-Verse. It grew on me for, like, I really liked it the first time I watched it, and the more and more I watch it, I just love it more and more as time goes on. The soundtrack is great. I still get goosebumps to this day. The sequence, what is it called? The Leap of Faith. That's what it is. That scene where it's the upside down, and it's where I am a real stickler for music being used to push the story even further in a film. That, like, if you use that really well with intention, it's great. And they use that song perfectly. They use the silence in the music perfectly, and it hits just as he, like, leaps off the building, and the extra, like, added detail in the fact that he rips the glass off as he's coming off, because he still doesn't fully, like, he has to do it. It's a leap of faith. He's gonna do it, but he can't fully unstick himself. He rips the glass off as he jumps, and just the visualization of everything being upside down
is cool. Yeah.
It's just they really, really sold that for me. I rewatched that scene a lot of times.
It's awesome. Yeah, it is genuinely amazing. And like him like playing like the I think was it Prowler that's talking in his head when it's talking about the leap of faith in general. You just gotta like take a leap, like that whole bit before he does it as well. Iconic. Mm-hmm. It's so good.
Yeah, I love Assassin's Creed. Yeah,
especially in Spider-Man. All right, Matthew, what did you put for your number 3?
My number 3 is the same as yours, Sean. It is Spider-Man, the original with Tobey Maguire. Nice. I think it's great. It's a classic. I don't really have much to say on it that's not already been said. Absolutely adore it. I think Uncle Ben and Aunt May in this are so good. Like, I believe their relationship, the chemistry the two of them have together. It's like, wow, you guys are like my grandparents. Like I believe that you've been together for as long as you say. It's superb. Love it. Great film.
Hell yeah. Fantastic. So now we'll move on to number 2, which this might be a controversial opinion, but really hear me out because Spider-Man 3 is my number 2.
God damn it.
Spider-Man 3 is a number 2, Sean.
I like that. I like that.
Spider-Man 3 is a number 2, but like I really, really hated Spider-Man 3 when I first ever saw it. It is a garbage movie, but I don't know what it is. Every time I watch it, I'm like, I love it. It's so funny. It's so silly. Like, it's the third installment of Maguire, and it's like, who gives a shit? Spider-Man's just gonna make reckless decisions. Mary Jane's gonna be a dick. Like, it's just, all of it is just, the writing's all over the place. You can really tell with the pacing. But I love it. I think as his like final Maguire Spider-Man movie, it's perfect. No notes. Perfect movie. So funny and so silly.
Yeah. Sean. Oh
no. What about you, Ewan? What did you put for your number 2?
Me. My number 2 is Spider-Man 1. I agree with all the points that people have made. exemplifies that with great power comes great responsibility. That's just a quote that lives rent free in my head. It's again just one of them goosebump moments. But the thing that I will briefly touch on is the fact of Sam Raimi specifically grew up reading the original comics from like the 60s and such, and that is the character that he put into these movies. He put the original 60s. That's why it's got that level of cheesiness. Yeah, not as big cheese as like some of your like 80s movies and such, like the Batman movie and such. It's got its like charm of cheesiness, but it also tells like to a lot of people who have watched the original Spider-Man movies, they have this like romantic feeling of New York City, and that's another reason that people really love the originals. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, awesome. Scott, what's your number 2?
Mine might be a little bit controversial, only because of what my number 1 is, but my number 2 is Spider-Man 2, the best live-action Spider-Man. Fucking Doc Ock is a fantastic villain. The whole mentorship between him and Peter is so much more compelling to me than the whole mentorship between Iron Man and Peter. Like that whole relationship they have in such a short amount of time before he turns heel is really compelling as well. Like,
turns heel.
But yeah, it's a fucking fantastic movie. It's a well shot movie. Like the train sequence is fucking outstanding. Like
it's iconic. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
It's so good. Yeah, and like all of the people on the train like just passing him over, and then like the kids like giving him the mask back. It's so good.
Every emotional beat in that movie just completely lands with me. The whole stuff between Peter and Aunt May, the whole speech Aunt May gives to Peter, where she might think
she absolutely knows that he's Spider-Man.
But
every time I see that, I'm like, you know.
But what I love about it is she keeps it under wraps. She's not like, you are Spider-Man.
No.
She keeps it under
She's
wraps.
like, maybe the city needs a hero.
He's wondering where he's gone.
but like even the scene early on in the movie where Aunt May is trying to give Peter Parker some money, even though she's she can't keep up with his rent anymore because obviously Ben Parker died. She can't keep up with his rent, and she's like, no, I need to still provide for my nephew. That is fucking compelling shit to me.
Oh yeah, it's very much like your grandparents sort of mentality of like, even though they don't have money themselves, they still want to make sure you're alright, even if that's sacrificing their own financial stability. Like it's such a believable like relationship.
Yep.
And also the whole stuff, with Mary Jane and James Franco is also very good. Like the whole supporting cast of Spider-Man. Again, it's the whole angle of Peter Parker's personal life is really fucking good, and it needs to be explored in movies. It just can't be Spider-Man all the time, which is my problem with some of the Holland stuff. But yeah,
just like to Sagui mildly, that's the whole thing of like Spider Noir that I enjoyed as well, is because it blended those things together a bunch. And yes, it didn't really massively explore like the problems that come with like the secret identity, but I like the fact that they tried their best to they made that a part of the story, was the whole secret identity thing in Spider Noir as well.
Yeah, definitely. That's pretty awesome. Matthew, what is your number 2?
My number 2, I don't agree with. I believe it should be a bit more in the midsection, but when you said it, I only had the number 2 section and the number 9 section available. So it's Spider Noir.
Hell yeah!
Nice.
Next fucking Cage!
I think it's very good. I love the body horror stuff in it. We've talked a lot about it in this episode, so I don't really have too much more to add to it. I don't think it's the second best Spider-Man thing ever made, but I think it is still very good and worth a watch.
Yeah.
Nice, awesome. And now we're finally on our number 1. And Scott, you've already said all the points, but my number 1 is Spider-Man 2. It is the best superhero film, the best Spider-Man film, hands down. Doc Ock, the best, when it comes to the layering and complexity of a villain that we've seen with a Spider-Man villain, the mentor relationship, even that line will always stay in my head, when he describes Parker, brilliant but lazy, that whole sequence is phenomenal. And the train sequence, insanely iconic. Even the bank fight with Spider-Man and Doc Ock is so good. It's a 2002 movie. The CGI and the practical effects are insane.
They combine. It's the thing that they miss. It's like they combined puppetry and CG together. They had like a whole puppeteer team doing each individual arm. It's just
that's why I think his Doc Ock just looks so good, and I'm so glad that we were in an era where they done the puppeteer work for his arms naturally, because it just it's amazing. It's so good.
Gave each of them just like a personality. It's great.
Yeah, no, Spider-Man 2 genuinely one of the best Spider-Man films of all time. Matthew, what's your number one?
Shockingly, my number one is also Spider-Man 2. It's, as you said, it's one of the best Spider-Man movies of all time. I absolutely adore it. I think it set the formula of what makes a good Spider-Man movie, and everything has tried to copy it, but nothing has achieved what it manages. I think it's just a good time all around. There's so many incredible moments in it, incredible character stuff in it, incredible effects, incredible action sequences. It is maybe the best superhero movie ever, it is fucking really good. Spider-Man 2, baby.
Absolutely. And we also get Nickelback's Hero in that movie, which is so iconic for the end credits.
The best song ever made.
Yeah, it is. It's so good. And the fact they made it for Spider-Man, even better.
Exactly.
Scott, what's your number one?
The very first Spider-Verse movie, which I was very reluctant going into it, because I thought, how is Harry going to do this movie? Introducing Miles Morales to a brand new audience while also having a bunch of other Spider-Man characters.
Yeah.
Like, I thought the balance was going to be completely off. And I thought the animation, in the trailers, I thought the animation looked a bit choppy, but obviously it was for a purpose, I found out later on, it grew on me. But yeah, I was fucking blown away by the Spider-Verse music, the soundtrack, the animation. Like, the whole story is very funny, it's very moving, it's like a comic book come to life, with the animation and all that. It's like, also like with speech bubbles, like that's the whole sequence where he's...
Oh, it's so clever.
That whole sequence where he's exploring his new powers, and he's like running around, and he's got his hand on Gwen Stacy's hair. Yeah. Like, that whole sequence is really fun and creative. Like,
and it's the whole thing of like...
Yeah, you go on.
Why are my thoughts so loud? And the bubbles just get larger.
Like, it's such a fun movie, and I fucking adore it. Like, also, awesome. Spider-Ham. Spider-Ham is fucking fantastic. My favorite Spider-Man character.
Peter Porker, yeah. Awesome guy, yeah. Awesome dude. Yeah, no, I agree. Spider-Verse was excellent, and it's number one.
I have no notes with that number one choice. It's a very tough decision for me with the top three is always really difficult for me, but
let's hear yours, Ewan. What's your number one?
My number one still to this day is Spider-Man 2. I agree with all of the points that everyone said, but with me, most importantly, is it's probably the one movie I have watched the most to death. I'm not very good at quoting full movies and such, but this is one of those movies that I know the story beats back to. I watched the extended edition of this movie on Blu-ray, where it's not, some scenes aren't that obvious, but I could tell instantly when they had used an extended scene, because it was completely different, just the timing and such of people's cadences, and it was like, oh no, I've seen this movie far too many times. But most importantly is the life lessons that I've taken from it. Still to this day, the one scene that sticks in my head is that scene where Peter he doesn't have his powers and he doesn't know what to do, whether he should take them back or not. And he stood at the window staring outside, be like, can I not have what I want, but also do the right thing? What am I supposed to do? And when I was a kid, I never understood that scene properly when the landlord's daughter came in and just offered him a slice of cake. I'm like, well, I don't get it. I got bored of that scene when I was a kid. But as I grew older, I realized that it was that scene of someone just out of nowhere, for no reason at all, showing him with this one act of kindness.
Yeah.
Just taking him out of that. And it just completely resetting him and bringing him a whole new perspective. And it just, I can't really put it into words. It's always just a feeling that if there's ever a moment in my life where I am completely erratic with like how to think, how to make decisions, any of that, and I'm fried. This is always that movie that just completely resets me.
Hell yeah, awesome. That's fantastic. And yeah, the Spider-Man 2 does have a lot of great messages for sure. I mean, like Matthew said as well, like I think it's a film that a lot of other films have tried to replicate, but not necessarily gotten to the same sort of level. It's just so iconic. And yeah, the fact that, you know, it's the second Maguire film, you know, when it comes to superhero sequels, you know, there's not a lot of like expectation, but this one is arguably the best film ever. So
it's actually the only film I've realized that doesn't explain the spider sense, but is one of the most iconic uses of the spider sense.
Yeah, definitely. And I like the existential crisis that he goes through psychologically when he loses his powers and stuff. It's pretty awesome. I think we're gonna.
I like a part of the movie where he shoves a hot dog in his mouth and it freeze frames.
Oh yeah. You obviously have pizza time, like, you know, that's
pizza time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got so
also
many good
one
things.
of the best Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Spider-Man 2
Yes.
and PS2, the best
Yeah.
Spider-Man game. Yeah.
the
Best
voice
game,
acting
best
is
movie.
So great. It's so great. But I think we're gonna wrap it up there, guys. We do not have time for the third segment because we have spent so
Crazy.
long discussing this.
Yeah, like the length of a Spider-Man film.
Yeah, straight up. We could have watched it together. But yeah, I guess to summarize up real quickly, is Nicolas Cage the best Spider-Man? I don't think so, but I do think his interpretation is great. It's different, it's original, it's something a bit more experimental and abstract that I think has probably been needed considering all the other adaptations we've had of Spider-Man over the years. But who knows, maybe in like a couple years' time, they might make more Nick Cage stuff, they might not. But I'm just grateful in general that it exists. I think it's awesome. It's fun. It's really good. And yeah, no, I'm glad that we managed to get Nick Cage before retirement doing Spider Noir. It's pretty outstanding, to be honest. It holds a statement.
It does the opposite of what we had last week with Mandalorian, where it's, you know, it's a 50-odd-year-old franchise that's doing nothing new. That Mandalorian movie does nothing new with Star Wars. Whereas Spider Noir, I haven't seen a superhero movie or show like Spider-Man Noir. You know, it's taken a 65-year-old property and it is doing something different with Spider-Man while still containing the same kind of beats. The whole origin story is very similar to the real Spider-Man story, and it is nice to see the superhero genre still do something new and creative.
100% agree. 100%.
Couldn't have put that better. That's well said.
Yeah.
Yeah, generally it's been amazing, but I've loved discussing this episode with you guys. It's been a lot of fun being the host for this week, and I'm looking forward to who the host of next week will be. It has been a lot of fun. Everyone that's been watching, let us know in the comments below what your favorite Spider-Man stuff is, who you love. Is Nick Cage the best? Was he bad? We want to hear all of your opinions. If not, we shall delete them and will not see you next week. But it's been a lot of fun, guys. I've enjoyed it, and yeah,
he doesn't like spending 2 hours talking about Spider-Man.
Exactly.
There's worse ways to spend your evening.
Exactly. Thank you very much, guys, and we'll see you all next week.
Thwip, thwip.
Bye.
Bye.